Say when?
Hey, say when.
When?
Oh, no.
Last time on
Hello.
Chocolate Talk.
Last time? What? You had every opportunity to say Talklet there, you moron.
Who's Talklet?
Talk nothing. What's Talklet with you? Hey, welcome to another episode of Midlevel Crisis. So the last time we actually got to play this was a while ago. We did our painting parties. We had a little bit of a one-shot. We did a little like talking session a while back, and then we took last week off. But at last, we are continuing this this impending attack on Thalen's Hearth itself. Our session is called Hangman's Oracle. We play every other Sunday, or at least we're supposed to, at 3 p.m. Pacific time or 6 p.m. Eastern time if you're on the wrong side of the country. And yeah, joining me today is Ryan Warren as Salazar.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. Eddie Weber as Rabute. And dabbing away, Kyle Elkin as Elodius.
Hello.
Serena Morin as Zephyrin. And Dane, I'm going to try it again, Robluski as Kadaj. Hell yeah, brother, we did it. So last we left off, the group here was joined by a small fortified army of furbolgs, a couple dwarves that they've picked up along the way, and their handy little like side B characters, Pen and Info, and the now hunky, buffed up Soup Bones, a interesting character who's been cursed to live most of his life in this soupy state. But when he came back to life as a person, they realized that not only is he incredibly muscular and well built, somehow still retaining this muscle mass. It's magic, don't worry about it. And he's also incredibly attractive, a likeness of a Hemsworth. This
more like thick bones.
Am I right? Like to see his bones.
All right, I'm gone.
No.
Yeah, I gotta go. So this ragtag group is alongside each other now, charging into battle with the cultists of Thalen's Hearth. Yeah, so you guys are seeing these furbolgs charge into battle. This now like well fortified infrastructure now guarding the only entrance to Thalen's Hearth. You see like these spiked ridges and walls, like narrowing the only pathway into the town, at least the only one you can see. A lot of like the trees and everything has been taken down in order to kind of open up their view so they can, almost as though they were expecting these attackers, which from the Seraph's calls and all the premonitions that have taken place, you can kind of assume that they knew that this was coming. Just in front of you, you see Soup Bones just unhesitatingly charging into battle with these furbolgs, and everybody's just kind of, you've seen movies, they all run and meet in the middle and just start beating the crap out of each other. What do you guys do?
Just for the sake of recap, what was our plan? I feel like we had a plan.
I feel like we were going to go through a different entrance, but I don't remember.
Can we have an out-of-character moment so we can, like, it's been a month and a half, I think, since we played, so... Yeah,
and we don't talk to each other because we're not really friends outside of this, so...
I actually forgot your name.
Greg.
Everyone else is cool. So what are we doing, guys? What do you guys want to do?
I think we use this as a distraction and go around.
That's what I think our plan was.
Everyone here has good stealth rolls, right? Everyone's good at stealth. Eddie, you're particularly good at stealth, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a rogue at heart, so definitely good at stealth.
Zephyrin is a rogue.
A rogue trapped in a cleric's body.
Not bad at stealth.
Kadaj is also a rogue.
Yes, we've got two rogues in the group. We'll be fine.
I'm a rogue, not by choice.
Yeah. Signed rogue at party.
All right, so we're going in. We have the dwarves. We have the fearbolgs. And did we get any of the blasting powder? Or was that one of our?
We need to rescue that.
So that's the only reason the dwarves are there, is they want to collect the blasting powder.
Right. So our first goal is what? To get the blasting powder, or to just go right in?
I think that was up to us.
I can't. Yeah.
We gotta find. We have to find the orb thingy and blow that up.
The heart.
We could blow it up with the blasting powder, so maybe we want the blasting powder first?
Maybe.
I think
But also,
our
the
plan,
dwarves want some of the blasting.
Yeah, I think our plan
really
was if we can
plan.
get them to the blasting powder, the deal was we could have some of it to use to our whatever advantage.
But don't they want the blasting powder to like blast their way into?
Oh yeah, they want to go to hell. They want
Yes,
hell
they
because they
wanna
want
go
to
to
make
hell.
hell weapons for.
Yeah.
So they're all. There is no bad guys. There's just moral divisions here. So where do we
I think
stand?
necessarily, everyone around us is bad guys, and we're like, oh no, is the situation.
So we could just leave. We could just be like, you know what, guys? Maybe
No,
not.
Let's let this play out. Let's see what
I
happens.
mean, I think the problem was that, like, either side that wins here is a problem for us.
Yeah. It's
So
gonna-
no side wins. We're off to a great start.
So you just got to start capping everybody.
We gotta
Whoever
make sure
wins, we lose. Alien versus Predator.
What if we just start killing these guys ourselves?
Which ones?
Any of them? What if we
All
use
of
the
them.
blasting powder to blow them all up together at the same time?
Wait, hold on. Zephyrin, does Zephyrin look like Kadaj though?
I think we established what Zephyr's disguise was as someone other than Kadaj, but I don't
I
remember.
think so, but I don't.
I feel like that was like part of it.
I think you were going to disguise yourself as another dwarf, but you never did. And so you were, last I checked, you were still Kadaj.
Hey, Kadaj, just use your disguise kit to turn into
It's
someone
been a month and a
wait,
half
you're
and nobody
changing.
watches
Kadaj,
this.
turn into someone else.
Or it was a fear bulb because it was taller, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can't grow too much. I was a short.
You get-
I was a child for Vogue, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Because I can only go up a foot at
Yeah.
most with the hat, I think. No, I can't even grow with the hat, can I?
I think you can grow up to 1
I think
foot.
we discussed a
One
foot,
foot?
yeah.
Okay.
Because
It
basically
works
just
just
disguise
as the
self.
spell.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I don't want to rush anybody along because obviously it's been a minute, and we spent absolutely zero of the pregame time discussing this. So yeah, what do you guys feel is your best course of action?
Also, there's a woman trapped inside the curator.
Oh, yeah.
That is a thing. There's a woman trapped inside the curator.
I thought the
Or
curator
more
wasn't one.
accurately, that the curator is possessing a woman.
Yeah, I think we
and
got
that's
Dante,
what's
right?
going on.
Oh,
Curator is Dante.
Yeah. So
yeah.
my note says we learned that Dante, the real one from Hell, has possessed the physical form of the curator and wants the dwarves to go into Hell to use the Hellfire to forge weapons for Dante's army.
Right.
That's a pretty good recap. Yeah, good note taken.
We could just leave.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, but don't we have to stop Dalen from coming back?
Like, this is like an island, is it not? Could we just, like, catch a boat somewhere?
We could
Go somewhere
definitely just
else?
leave.
You
Leave
have
them as they are.
none of this is
Absolutely
world-ending, I
no
think.
obligation to anybody here.
Okay,
There's a town
this is
nearby.
How good are these furbolgs like fighting? Are they doing good?
So, do me a favor. Roll perception.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So
let me
we're
know
going
when
to
I should
assume that you
change-
guys are just kind of like, watching it like those
Well, that's
guys
performance.
at the
That's
back of the
not
poncho.
We're
Oh,
all,
if you want a performance check,
we're all a little
What's he
stunned by
doing over
soup
there?
bombs.
Just like,
it's persuasion. That's also not what I want. I'm fucking good at this.
what are you doing? Tell me.
I did. If we're doing
How good are you
performance checks,
fighting?
I did get an 18. So me
I got a
and Kadaj
20.
are dancing hardcore.
23 perception when I actually picked the right one.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
brother.
yeah.
I want to do a performance check too.
You're
We're all
gonna do
just
performance?
dancing on the
You're just
sideline.
making
I
it
won't.
seem like you're still fighting, but you're not. You're in the back, just hyping
But
it
we're
up.
just watching. We're like pretend fighting. Like,
You're
yeah.
like the cool guys at the back of the show, just like with their arms crossed, watching all the other sets.
Ryan, your rolls are coming through on D&D Beyond and not on Roll20.
Yeah, well, there are
Yeah,
worse
well,
things.
Happens.
So, Kadaj, as you kind of like look over this this battle going on in front of you, you see the Furbolgs are very much of the upper hand in this situation. They are not killing anybody, but they are subduing people. They're knocking them out. They're using blunt force, and they are absolutely kind of like just taking over the battlefield here. You see that like everybody on their side is very much like not the people you would expect to be on the front lines. They're all kind of like, they look like me. They're like scrawny, and they're just like from kind of gazing around, you see like the apprentice and like the stable boy. You don't see anybody that you would have deemed as a fighter on the front lines here.
Means they're elsewhere.
They're doing fine. They're wrecking these idiots. We're good.
So that is an important thing to note, I guess, because I also do have that the curator plans to hinder the enemy forces and hopefully not draw any blood. We realize now that that's Dante from Hell.
But what she said was still true.
Right.
I mean, just because you're a demon doesn't mean you're gonna like lie to people. Also, was she necessarily from Hell? I don't know if that's actually something that was established. She just wants to have weapons from Hell to take over the world.
It is, because also Dane has a book written in Infernal. Kadash has a book written in Infernal. And
It'd be crazy if Dane had one.
It is the history of Dante. The history of Dante, the Decider of Soul.
Oh, I guess yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. There's this big sign you have that says Dante came from Hell.
I mean, come on.
But what does it mean?
From a real world
This is
Written
perspective,
in Infernal.
Weird brand on her arm that just says, I'm from Hell.
I mean, isn't it kind of weird though that like we as humans in the real world decided Dante was a name associated with demons and hell because of a poet that wrote a book about it, and it's like, I mean, he wasn't from Hell, he was a poet.
I mean, I would have known it from the video game.
Yeah.
Based on the fucking poem.
I don't know anything.
First.
I'm not very learned, Kyle.
The American education system has failed us all, really.
All right, let's
So
do something. Let's do something. Let's kill someone. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Who are
So
we killing?
Penn comes up behind you, and he's just kind of like looks at you guys.
I give him an elbow. Don't sneak up on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I be helping them or? And just kind of like goes to like draw like a short sword at his side and just kind of like looks over at like the bloodshed in front of him. He's just like, should I be?
I thought you said it was a lack of bloodshed.
No, it's a lack of killing, but there's like blunt force. You ever get punched in the face?
True.
There's blood.
There's bloody noses and
I mean,
stuff.
sometimes,
People get
honestly,
knocked out.
I think I'd rather
He looks at
be
the onslaught of boo-boos and ouch.
onslaught of boo-boos.
Who? Important question. Who stayed in the glade?
Who stayed? So the curator stayed behind, but basically just like a handful of like furbolgs in the curator.
We can just go back and kill her. I mean,
Could
we
just go
shouldn't,
back and
because
kill
we
him.
actually still need to deal with this whole portal to hell is here thing. But like,
All right, so we're at the front. Are we gonna? Okay. I don't remember what Salazar's voice sounded like, so I'm just gonna go with, "Hey guys."
that wasn't that.
Listen, man, I do not feel comfortable talking to you anymore.
Hey.
Mine was like really deep and gruffy.
Well, that's
like,
what we were playing. Sorry, quick story, real quick. We were playing our Thursday game a couple weeks ago, and we were trying to get Eddie to use his sex voice, and he goes, "Yo."
It was really good. Yeah.
How's that for you, girl? Like,
Yo.
I want to hear.
I thought my
hear
actual
Eddie's-
sex voice for Africa.
I want to hear Eddie's sex voice. Eddie, hit me up.
Eddie, let's
No,
go.
Eddie's
Let's
sex
hear it.
All right. Well, you know,
No,
I'm done.
Eddie.
Is that it?
Eddie.
All right.
Okay, we're in character. We're doing it.
We're sneaking in.
Are we sneaking through this entrance, or is there another way around? Do we know?
that would be up to you guys. So like I said, this is the only, everything seems narrowed to this point. Like there's structures made around the outside of Thalansar to at least give you the impression that this is the only way in.
So if we make a ladder out of all of us to climb over the structure.
Yeah. How tall the what are they, palisades? Is that what they're called?
I don't know the term palisades, but I don't know. Obstructions, let's call them. Doesn't matter. They're about 10 feet.
Oh, that's no problem.
Yeah, I can jump 10 feet.
We've got rope, right?
I can jump 10 feet. Like,
You could throw Rob. So
That's an idea.
I can also use Misty Step. Like, we have a lot of options to get over something 10 feet high.
I got
So,
options.
which way would you like to go?
Penn is just kind of like looking over. It's like, I'd kind of like to just go back. So,
Penn, if you wanted to leave, that is actually fine. We were kind of on the side that, like, maybe you shouldn't go into a combat. It seemed like a bad idea.
You're right. I gotta stick by you guys. Okay.
Also, we are the main characters of this story, so butt out.
Salazar is correct. Those four are the protagonists here.
Okay, if you say so. I thought Ryan froze for a second.
Yeah,
you did a real good job.
Yeah.
I just don't know what we're doing. I don't want to make any action because I don't want to be like, okay, well, I rush into the main entrance here if we're gonna go around.
So as you guys are kind of standing by watching this go on, all of a sudden you see this bright orange flash in front of you. Basically, it's just the offset of the demolition powder that they had taken. Completely just decimates all the furbolgs and all of the cultists on the front line. You hear a loud ringing in your ears, bodies fly out, and you hear nothing but the crackling of these flames as it just builds up as all of the wooden structures around just start to catch fire.
So they blew themselves up?
Yep.
Wasn't me this time. I didn't cast Shatter. Yay!
Hooray!
Okay, I go in. I'm sick of this shit. I get my sword out and I'm rushing in.
Yeah, I'm following.
Fight in time.
Is it intelligent to run directly into what we saw was just a trap?
I'm gone.
I think Zephyrin grabs Elodius and just pulls.
Just by the chest here, like, come on.
Let's go.
Hey,
I'm running in. I'm looking. I'm looking.
There's no
I'm like
chest there.
scanning like 180 in front of me. What do I see? Who do I see? Where do I go?
So, you see
What
this.
time of day is it?
It's like morning.
Are there any
way.
mushrooms on the ground nearby?
Are there any mushrooms? Not that you can see. Everything's been charred and exploded in the area you're in. Upon crossing the threshold of the town, you look around and you see this absolutely like decimated area. The bodies of cultists and furbolgs, like unable to tell from like the absolute damage that was just done by this explosion. Over the crackling of the flames and like the few left alive still screaming in agony, you hear the sound of like a bellowing horn in the distance.
How far away can we tell?
I guess roll perception, see if you can kind of gauge where it's at.
I can't.
Okay, mine's not going to do the math for me, I guess. 15?
15? It sounds like it's coming from somewhere close to the town square. It's far enough away that like it sounds like it's echoing throughout town, but it's not like excessively distant.
And the town square is where like the fountain is and where they had that whole
where Elodius' speech was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to kind of do that thing where they do in like, the real world and also the, the macho movies where they run in and they like try to get up against a building to hide and kind of gain a bearings.
Okay, so you just want to basically back against whatever the nearest building is?
Yeah, so we can like start like peeking around corners and not just like rush out into the open.
We're going to do a stealth. Also, question, was that the entire Furbolg force that was just wiped out by that explosion?
Whoever was on the front line, so there's people that had stayed back. It wasn't like a huge cluster on the front line, but a great deal of them, yes.
Sucks for them.
Roll stealth. Oh, do we need to roll stealth rolls for hiding against that building?
Okay.
And also, where's our homework, teacher?
Man, I'm not liking these
I don't know why this
like
rolled
7.
twice.
It's all bad. All bad.
I'm not liking these virtual dice right now because I keep watching them like turn up on an 18 and then bounce against the edge of the screen and turn into a 2 or a 1, and I'm not into that.
Happens in the dice trays too.
All bad. Zephyrn's got an 18, but I think that's probably the only one over 10.
That's correct.
16.
Oh, you did.
Zephyrin is a rogue. We've established this.
Zephyrins are a rogue. She just looks and acts and casts like a cleric. Everything else is rogue.
Picks a lock with a hammer.
You run behind this building. You put your backs to the wall to kind of keep yourself out of the open of the pathways and everywhere leading into the town square. Just put your back against some like arbitrary building, the first one that was nearby. When you notice to your right, 2 more townsfolk standing there, each with a sword at their side, notice you from across the just across the way.
Do they seem friendly, or are they reacting? Like how are they looking at us? They're
kind of like a deer in the headlights right now. Like they can count. There's only a couple of them, and there's 5 of you, 6 including Penn. So they're just kind of like stopping. Like they're not peaceful, but they're not engaging you.
Okay. I kind of want to ask them if they know where the heart is, but they'll never actually say so.
How far away?
About 30 feet.
Zephyr's going to throw down just like a rock she has in her pocket and say smoke bomb and cast fog cloud.
Oh no.
And she's going to lead everyone in the other direction from these people to try and avoid combat.
Okay, so the other direction would then be back towards the pathways and like the main road of the town.
Well, just like if she can, like weave between alleys. So it's a 20-foot radius. So it's 20 foot in every direction from Zephyrin that the fog cloud goes. So wherever these people were, she wants to go in a different direction so they don't see them.
Okay, so as soon as you do that, they kind of like gasp. You hear like the sound of like their swords unsheathing because they're understandably caught off guard by this. But then you hear the pitter patter of their footsteps just going off into the distance. So whatever this was to them, it was incredibly intimidating.
Perfect. So scary, my fog cloud.
Yeah. So as you're listening for them to just go off into the distance, you hear what sounds like footsteps together marching.
From which way?
From down the road. So essentially, if you were to peek around the corner, you could see where they are. You feel like it's close enough that you can see it.
Are we near the door of this building?
You're along the back of the building, so there's no door. The door would be on the opposite face.
How about any windows?
The marching...
Sorry, what were you saying, Kyle?
Does the marching just sound like it's like the reinforcements going and taking the place in the front line?
I guess you would have to roll perception or insight to be able to tell that. Ryan, what was your thing?
Are there any windows back here?
There's one. It's boarded up.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I just got my highest roll of the session so far, aside from that useless performance roll I did, and it was a 7. So
you have no idea. You just hear sounds, and you don't know why. Get out of here.
I don't know. I wanna kind of like stay out of the main road and just kind of keep moving our way in, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I don't want to have a whole engagement here, like whatever. Like,
are there any alleys like between the houses or the buildings we could sneak into?
Penn turns to you and be like, "Do you guys trust me?"
Not
in
really.
the vaguest sense.
Good, follow me, and then he starts to lead you through the fog.
Well, at least he knows the right direction, hopefully.
Well, we probably won't die, I assume. Let's go.
I mean, they'll see Penn first.
It's true.
So, as you exit the fog, you can see off in the distance, down along the main road, just a mass of just other townsfolk and cultists walking down the street back towards the entrance of the town. as you continue along the back of the buildings, Penn kind of stops and be like, I just realized I don't know where we're going.
Why did you ask if we trust you?
Because I was going to go to the Trog, but then I was like, wait, everybody's not there anymore. So now I'm like, I don't know where you guys want to go.
Wait, what's at the Trog?
That was where the
It's like their meet-up place.
But then it was compromised beforehand.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
That's where we met Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So he's
Did
just
we
kind of
know-
like listening. He's like, I guess we could go to the church, or we could go to the Trog, I guess, or we could go to the town square and kind of see what's going on there, or maybe see that lady you guys were talking about.
Yeah, my first
Faye.
thought was the church, but now you say it's Faye, I think, yeah?
I think
Yeah.
it might be a good idea to get eyes on the town square and see what that looks like. That is where we thought the horn was coming from.
Yeah, and I think our
True.
final destination was the church. But I think we had other shit we needed to do first.
Well, the first step was get the black powder, and I
Yeah.
think that ship has sailed.
Almost like it was used or something.
Unless there's more.
That ship has careened into some rocks and sunk into the ocean.
Just like the start of this campaign.
Right. More explosions.
And every
Good
session
signs
of this
only.
campaign.
I like explosions, guys. Get off my dick.
We walk.
Okay. So where is it that you want to go to? What's the plan?
Town square.
Town square.
Town
But like
circle.
not walking straight into town
Get
square.
eyes on the
obviously,
town
like,
square.
Yeah. So
Just waltz right over.
I want
Just like,
to. Okay, so
What,
how tall are all these buildings around here? Like, are they like 1-story homes, 2-story homes, shops?
they'd all be
anything?
one-story homes. Like these. There's a small residential area that you're in. The closer you get to town square, the more, not industrialized, but that's where all like the shops and the blacksmith and like more the taverns are. The only real shop or like public space that is outside of the town square was the Knight's Fen Inn, which is where you guys were staying previously.
Yeah.
So everything else basically around you is all residential. These are all people's homes. As you're kind of weaving your way in between these houses, you see the windows are boarded up. There's reinforcement along the fronts of the doors from what you can see across the way. But this is all just very like modest living spaces.
Should we try to get a higher vantage point or just keep staying to the shadows?
I'd say high advantage point, just so that we can get, if something happens, we can see it and respond to it quickly. Quickly.
would give us the better sight line.
And we're looking for the heart or the blasting powder if there's any left, so we might be able to see it easier that way. So
Who has better eyes?
Yeah, I guess the worst one would probably be Rob.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Rob and Penn have the worst sight out of everybody here.
and it's just the worst.
My perception's +3.
Mine's +4.
That is also
The rogue has to do the stealth mission.
So, Kadaj or Zephyrin, would either of you like to take a boost and see what you can see from this roof?
Sure.
I'm not good at climbing.
Okay. I go over and I 6 foot tall, don't forget, make a holding position with my hands and go to boost him up to the
How tall is this
ceiling.
building?
He said 1 story, so it's not that tall, right?
Yeah, I guess height of a room is probably like about
It's like 10 feet.
Yeah, 10 feet. So at best you're like 12 feet up with like the to the actual like point of the roof.
Yeah, so
So-
I take the boost.
All right, so he just fucking alley-oops you up. I guess roll athletics with advantage because he's helping you out.
It's 13.
13. Okay, so you end up pulling yourself up onto the roof. It's sloped so that way right now, the curve, you'd be going uphill to this point, and then it would be sloping downwards over the front. So you do have a bit of cover here. You end up pulling yourself up to the top of this peak, and just sitting your eyes at the lowest point you can while peering over the rooftop. You're looking towards the town square.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll perception.
18.
18. Wow. So you see these militarized, segregated masses of people, one of which you saw marching towards the front lines, to which you see an entirely new group of furbolgs that were not there previously, encroaching on the front gates as well. And then these separate small sanctions of these people of Thalen's Hearth, they all seem to be in wait. You can't make out what is happening at the town square per se, but you do notice that it's been completely demolished to a sense. The fountain is no longer standing, and there's some kind of structure in the way there, but you can't make out quite what it is from this distance.
Can I tell if there is any blasting powder visibly from where I am right now?
From where you are right now, no.
Alright, so I peek back down. I'm like, so some more furbolgs made it in, and there's about to be some more fighting.
Can you see a safe way through?
So, looking around, you do notice that pretty much every home is completely closed off. The windows are boarded up, the doors are blocked off. Anybody who is taking part in this is outside right now. So long as you keep to the alleys, you believe that you should be safe, as long as you don't have to pass through one of these open areas.
I convey that.
Okay. And then I assume you roll back down off the roof?
Yeah, gracefully.
Okay. Gracefully, just on your side like a kid down a fucking snow hill.
Exactly.
Just hanging off the edge, feet dangling, like trying to drop down.
Glorious, catch me!
I don't want to do it.
I'm not very strong.
Write a story and where this ends with me not
Really
hurting
far.
myself. So you guys have a decent understanding of their operations to some extent. You don't know why they're standing in wait. You don't know what it is they're waiting for. Your immediate presumption is that they are going in waves, so they're kind of waiting for the call of this horn that you had heard previously. But each of these does look a lot more armed than the initial people that you saw at the front lines. So what is it you guys want to do?
Well, it doesn't really tell us where anything we're looking for is. All it tells us is they sent out their weak to be exploded.
Maybe the heart is at the center, where they are heavily guarding it.
I mean, can't look to check.
Can't look to check.
I mean, yeah.
Is that a bingo? Is that a bingo thing?
I think it is.
Is that a bingo?
I don't know if that falls under anything we put in. Like
What is that a reference to something or?
No,
dog
just
bark,
misused
though.
a common phrase.
did just hear about dog bark.
Yeah, it happened. I was like, oh, okay.
So we're well on our way of our Eddie bingo card.
Yay.
Those of you who don't know, we demoralize Eddie by taking some things that are habitual to his nature, putting them on a card and making a game out of it. So one of those things is hearing the dog bark, other things like misusing phrases, referencing JoJo, dabbing, saying "God damn it," and other things that you may notice.
I would like to point out he did dab very first thing in this stream when you introduced him.
I did, yeah.
Also saying 69 or nice, I believe, is on there.
Yeah, it is. That's good. I'm glad we're on it. We're on top of it. There's
Already exit off. We can't exit off twice.
It took everything in him not to say
It's not
"God
how
damn it"
bingo
there.
works.
Is this a face palm?
Oh, facepalm is on there. That's a double facepalm.
Of course it is. Yep, there it is. Yep.
I feel like that pose is almost a JoJo reference.
No, that's just me trying not to bash my skull through with my head. Or no. Bash my hand through my skull. Whatever. You know,
Did you just misuse a phrase? Back to the game. Okay, so you guys have gotten the lay of the land. You see where their forces are. You do have a bit of a vantage point to get pretty much everywhere but the town square. Where is it that you guys want to go first?
I don't know.
I mean, my first instinct is to investigate that weird thing they saw. What was that? We just don't even know.
There could be importance to the structure in the middle.
Where's the church in location to the town square?
So the church is, I guess, probably about 10 minutes away from it. It is segregated from the rest of the shops, so around it there's a few residential homes, but it is still closer to the town square than it is the primary residential areas of the town.
Kadaj, did you see anybody on the way to the church?
I don't think I looked that way. I think I just looked more at the square, right?
So if you looked north towards the town square, the church would be west of that. It wouldn't be within that area. It would be closer to where you guys are standing now.
So based on that, I guess I'm misunderstanding, but is based on what you already told me, do I have enough to answer Ryan's question or no?
Yeah, there are basically, you would tell him that as so long as you keep to the alleys, you could make it to the church.
Okay.
Would you like to go and see what's going on over there and see if it's heavily fortified, or head to the town square?
Sure, the Furbolgs will probably have this under control. They'd seem pretty able.
I just fear as though we're losing time.
I mean,
Well, if we circle around to check the church, then at least when we're coming towards the town square, we're coming from against the direction they're expecting us,
That's
rather
true.
than walking straight down the middle.
So the church it is.
So Penn just pipes up. He's like, I know where that is, and then starts to kind of lead the way without being asked.
Pen, make sure you stay in the alleyways.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I don't get caught again. And then starts to just kind of like weave. The most confident you've seen Penn at this point. He's always been kind of like a little bit of a low self-esteem, kind of unsure of himself. But he seems like very like, I know where I'm going, and starts to make his way towards the church. Along the way, you can hear like the Furbolgs very much encroaching into the inner parts of the town. There's shouting and all sorts of things going on in the background. You have yet to hear another one of these horns go off, but you're almost anticipating at this point, and you're still quite unsure as to where it was. You get to this glorious-looking building, very much untouched by the same fortifications as everything else. There's the sound of footsteps very close, but it's patterned. You can hear it going back and forth. There's no bars along the window. There's these beautiful purple and gold stained glass windows. This great open yarded area, and just the most untouched building within the town. I'm tangled. Okay, so what do you guys do?
Penn, do you happen to know if there's an entrance other than the front door?
There's two options. We could go to the cellar, or we can try to go in the back, and he kind of like gestures towards this like grand entranceway. Like it's just this like giant, like 12-foot like mahogany looking door, beautifully like polished and looks like it's very well kept. It doesn't look like it's something you could really like sneak into.
Well, we all have a positive experience with cellars, right? I mean, they only bring good times. Or piles of bodies, one of the two.
Or both.
Oh, maybe both. Depends on what you're into.
We go to the cellar.
Okay. So this is a very open area, and you did hear footsteps, so...
Sneak to the cellar.
Sneak to the cellar. I'm going to get each of you to roll stealth again.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, that's much better. 21.
21.
12.
Oh, that's bad. Once it finally does math. That's
17.
a 3.
I got a 7, so I did better than Serena.
Okay.
It's not a high bar to get above.
That's weird. Serena's the rogue.
Kadaj, what did you
Oh, I
get?
have them there.
Mine was a 17.
17. So Salazar and Kadaj are like walking so like light-footed and just like rolling and roaming seamlessly through the grass, Pen following right behind them. They get to the cellar door. Rob is doing something similar. You can kind of hear the pitter-patter. And then Elodius, as you're crossing, you bump into a small post in the ground, to which Zephyrin bumps into you, and the two of you fall over, tripping over one another, just going, "Oh, God!" And then you hear the footsteps in the distance stop. So, somebody
We should
knows
get
you're
inside
there.
quickly. Like, real quickly.
Like real fast.
Is the door unlocked?
I open the door.
Okay, it's completely unlocked. You open this 2 hatches. It was well lit stairwell down. Everything is kind of like the same wooden material as the door. There's these like tiled walls, much nicer than the rest of the things you've seen around the town. As you start to enter, around the corner comes 4 of the townsfolk, all of which wearing the same purple and gold colors on the church, each of which with a short sword. They just kind of like look towards you. Hey, stop there!
Who, inside or outside?
Outside. They came around the corner and are pointing at a toppled over Elodius and Zephyrin.
I'm already inside.
Yeah.
We can't let them give away our position. So I think there's about one thing we can do here.
Let's blast him.
Is approximately what I was getting at. Yes, blasting
Yeah.
them.
Most of Zephyrин's things are noisy, so
How far away are these guards?
They are along the edge of the wall, so they are approximately 10 feet from Salazar, Kadaj, and Rob, who got to the door successfully. And they're about then in a straight line 20 feet back from you guys.
Okay, so they're closer to those guys than us.
Yeah, but they did notice you guys.
I loot the church.
Okay.
You loot the church. Okay, hold on. The order of operations.
I loot
Okay.
the vast riches of the church.
Okay, we'll get to that. In this moment, so you guys have just gone to the door. They haven't noticed you guys yet. They don't see around the wall. They just see Elodius and Zephyrin. How do you guys want to carry through with this?
Here's a quick question: does Eldritch Blast make a noise? A loud noise?
I don't think so. I think it's just
Why would it? Right?
forced.
Why would it? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Eldritch Blast make a sound?
I don't know if that's just
it makes
gonna
like
be
some
a
sound of
discussion
like
one.
crackling sound, but probably not like a.
Yeah, nothing.
even know if it
Nothing
does that,
audible
'cause
like
it's like-
thunderclap.
It's like force
Yeah.
damage, so it's
Yeah.
not like
It's a strong wind.
It makes an audible sound of
Sounds
hitting
like a-
someone.
And
sounds
just
like
the
a
crackling sound of the energy it makes.
Yeah.
It lacks an invisible descriptor that the other force. Yeah, so it makes a small, like basically it sounds like popcorn. So
that's
the most delicious spell.
You just took the best warlock cantrip and just made it Yeah, it sounds like popcorn.
I'm forever describing Eldritch Blasts as popcorn.
That's
now.
how it was described.
A popcorn blast spell.
Popcorn blast. Does Eldritch Blast make noise? The wording of the Eldritch Blast implies both auditory and visual elements. It is the crackling sound the energy makes. I don't know, like a fucking series of glow sticks, but I don't know, popcorn.
Or like Rice Krispies.
Crackling means like
crackle,
electricity to me. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like the idea of crackling glow sticks. That made me very happy.
It's the same sound.
I'm alright with it.
I want to stand up and look like I'm surrendering, like hands up, and then I would like to cast a Misty Step towards one of them, and have my rapier out at their throat. And I would like to say, or if I can do that.
Yeah, we'll roll initiative after this.
Okay, and then I say, it would be in your best interest to keep quiet for the moment. Can I do intimidation or anything on that?
Go for it.
Not the
Still
best.
scary.
I
Spits in your
You
face.
accidentally pulled your rapier out with the sheath.
I don't like these virtual days. I have not gotten any
He
good
says, you got something in your teeth.
Can I get that for you?
You get right up in his face, rapier to his throat. You're trying your goat best to just intimidate him, but he just thinks you're a goofy little satyr boy. Like, he doesn't see any harm in this. You just kind of like, no.
Why doesn't
then-
Silver Tongue apply to intimidation?
Do we want initiative then, or
Do we all get a go at this, or?
Yeah.
I'm going to say at this point, there's been an engagement. So those of you that are going to battle here will roll initiative. Jesus, Murphy.
And then
Everybody else.
Salazar wants to rob the church, so he'll wait till after.
Yeah, no, and those of
Well,
you
I have
who
a
are-
very specific thing I'm looking for.
okay? I rolled a 19 for initiative.
I'll roll, so I'm in. Oh, that's a crit, so 23.
Wow.
I got a
Okay.
10. That is my
11.
best roll so far this session, a 10.
I'm going to roll for the four of them as a whole, so it'll just be.
You don't have to. You do not have to call them a-holes. They might be nice guys. Or girls.
They
or
want to
whatever.
kill you.
They're about to be dead guys.
One of them did spit in my face, apparently.
Yeah.
Rolled a 21.
Also,
shit.
guys, please help. I got low initiative and I'm
Squishy.
point blank and
It just
point
makes
blank
sense,
and
though, 'cause
squishy.
With Salazar and I getting to the door, being sneaky, we get to go first and just loot this church for all their tax money.
Right,
And
exactly.
be like, oh, you know, this is where we're at.
All their tax money, all the money they don't
The
pay.
church gets
taxes.
taxes, or they?
Exactly, their
Oh,
savings.
okay.
Yeah, every time they're
Exactly.
going to pay tax, they put that money aside.
Exactly.
So 23, 19, Kadaj, what did you get?
21.
21. Jeez.
Told ya.
Zephyrin, Claudius.
10.
Okay. They got 9, so it's going to go.
Sick.
This is so perfect because it's just the order you guys are in on my Zoom chat. So it's just me last. So Ryan, Dane, Eddie, Serena, Kyle.
Yeah, sure,
It's
whatever.
the order we're in on the stream too.
I don't watch our stream. Nobody does. And then me. So all right, Ryan, what do you want to do?
I told you I want to lose the church. However, I am looking for their outfits.
You're looking for their outfits.
Yeah, I'm looking
One
for
that would fit a large fish-sized
Okay,
person.
so you go
preferably.
into the door, is what you're saying. You go in through the.
I was under the impression that Dean and I
You
had
opened it.
already went inside.
You opened it and you went in the entranceway, but like as you kind of like step in, you hear them go, "You there!" and like start this thing with Kyle. So that was happening in tandem with what you were doing.
Okay, well then I suppose that changes things a little bit.
So this was all happening at the same time. That's what it's like.
Okay, well then before I go downstairs, I'm going to take my quick 6 seconds and look at Kadaj and say, what would we like to do? Help them or see what we can find in here?
Salazar has changed very much in the past month.
I don't remember anything about what Salazar is. I want a new character.
Just as a quick recap, you might. Just as a quick recap, you are about family and bonding, and you have imprinted on these guys to be your new blood.
And you did change your name in the last episode to Salazar Olodius.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because Elodius is now the leader.
Yeah.
I'm in charge.
He's the pack leader. So
Because
you've adopted
because
his name
Rob
as
was
your
like,
last
I
name.
don't want to be in charge, and Elodius was like, it falls to me.
All right, then fine. Okay, you're all right. I apologize. So that is not what my character would do. My character would go around the corner, see that Elodius is surrounded by 4 of these. What are they? Guards? Are they cultists? What are they?
To the best of, they are armed paragons of Udite. They are wearing the same purple and gold colors of the church. Each of them was armed with a short sword at their hip, and they are very well dressed, but also armored. So they have on these like chain shirts and like leather vambraces, and then these bright purple and gold tabards.
Do they have weapons out?
Yes, they have now drawn their short swords.
But is it only because Elodius did?
They drew them as they're like, hey, you there. So as they saw you, their presumed function here is to guard the church.
I want to... Oh, this sucks. I want to cast Charm Person on the weakest looking one of them. Or the strongest looking one.
Okay.
The strongest, dumbest looking one.
The most confident looking one was the one that just spit in Kyle's face. So
I want the dumbest looking one. I want one that has a low wisdom score.
there are a blanket card that I have here with very similar, if not the exact same stats.
All right, well, I want to look at whatever one and say, you do not want to do this, and cast Charm Person.
Okay, so your Jedi mind tricks. So it's a DC save of...
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
That
Doesn't matter.
works, I think.
It's a number.
13.
Yeah, it passes. It's a
What is
9.
it? 9.
Your save? How is your save 9?
How is your save?
Because-
fellow?
Oh wait,
Because
because your int is
intelligence-
8 and you're an Eldritch type.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just like, I think I do.
Wait, what? Doesn't that just go against your normal spell save? It shouldn't matter what your
His spell save
score
DC is based on int.
Yeah, it's intelligence.
Oh. Mm. Yeah.
Why are you playing an Eldritch type?
It's for flavor, Kyle. How dare you?
This is form over function. We
I don't know what I'm doing.
that's
We're
been made
learning
clear.
together.
All right, it's fine. You're doing great. So he's very much uncharmed by you. He's just like, I think I do, and he just doesn't.
I use my movement to like approach him however far I can get from where I was by the door to.
He's 10 feet from you. He's just around the corner.
Okay.
So
Then yeah, I get probably like 5 feet away, not directly in melee range, but enough room to like hopefully let them back off if they can. I don't want to go up and just directly engage unless I have to.
okay. So yeah, you're within like let's say 6 feet then, just to kind of give that like,
just
room for swing.
just out.
Yeah, that's why we don't play with crits, kids. So you're just outside of melee range. Presumably, is your weapon drawn? What's your intent here?
My weapon is drawn. I think it's been drawn with my shield out this whole time since we've been in here. But I'm probably like holding it down at my side, not like aiming at him threateningly.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
kind of like giving them a chance to back off.
So, they look at you and they say, "You are now labeled as enemies of the hearth. It would be in your best interest to give up now."
No, thank you.
No.
Then you shall perish. And then
That's funny.
They
This
just-
is a parish.
Nice.
one of them smirks. He gets elbowed by the other one. Oi. Okay, so It doesn't seem like they're wavering at all. They very much want to do battle with you in a way that doesn't quite align with the 6 seconds we are given per round. So this is all happening in slow motion, let's say. So they're continuing their stance.
Right, Dane.
Is that Dane's turn?
Ryan, is there anything else you can or would like to do on your turn?
Oh no, I've been done.
Tight.
Jesus
I'm just
Christ.
Because Kadaj would like to make death.
Yeah. Choo-choo!
I will cast Hunter's Mark on the one that spit on Elodius, because fuck that person.
Yeah, kill him.
And I would like to take a nice little shot with my longbow.
Take a
There
shot.
it goes. Does a 12 hit?
A 12 hits.
Tight. So that'll be 11 piercing and then 2 from Hunter's Mark, so 13 all in.
13.
Yes.
You get him in a good spot. You got him right in the neck. He just falls to the ground. He's dead.
Tight.
Can you remind me what the gems on everybody's weapons do?
When you draw blood, each of them glow. So now that
So they're successly glowing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought the bow didn't have that. Like, I thought he had a dagger with that, and his bow did something else.
No, they both do because
they both have the gem.
because Salazar gave him his. So
No, doesn't the bow do something else though?
Basically, you get if you were to use it as an improvised weapon, that's where your +1 would come in.
It's reinforced for
it's
using as
reinforced
or as like a pry bar kind of thing.
Essentially, yeah. So rather than just it being like, oh, it has a 6 scope on the end of it, and I just figured like if you want to use it, it has these like metal filigrees within it, and like anywhere where there would have been cracks, it's just been like reinforced with this infused metal.
Hey, plus I have fire arrows, which I know I have 10 of that I have not dipped into yet.
Yes.
All right, so with the rest of my turn, well, actually, don't I? So I'm a Gloomstalker. I think I get. Don't I get another attack? Am I making that up?
Your first attack should have actually done an extra 1d8 damage. Pretty sure.
Would've been,
And
yeah.
you do
Hunter's
get
Mark?
an extra attack.
Oh,
No,
Hunter's
For your
for
attack,
Does
you can
it-
make one. Well, if you take the attack action, you can make one additional weapon attack that deals an extra d8.
there.
are
It
you a
is.
Gloomstalker?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
sick.
Hell
yeah.
Told you, I'm making death happen. I'm shooting an arrow at another one.
No.
Damn,
Stalkers
you're
are
strong.
sick.
Yeah, dude, I'm playing one of our other games.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay. And it's 11 damage total.
11 damage total. Okay, he's gravely wounded. He just kind of takes this into his chest. Roll insight for me.
It's an 8.
An 8? Don't worry about it. So you're just you're a little curious, but like this person just takes a knee for a second and just kind of like stammers back up to his feet. Just kind of like takes the arrow out, just very much loud grunt, looking super just done with this already. Like he's made
Thrilled.
a pretty bad call, to say the least.
Cool. I would like to use the rest of my movement to duck into the entrance to the cellar and get out of line of sight.
Sure. Eddie, that brings us to you.
How far away am I from these guys?
10 feet.
That's up. I'm gonna move up to the one that is looking the most hurt from Dane's arrow.
Sure.
And I'm going to spank him with a sword. All right, here we go.
Literally?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I'm going to slice and dice. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Cool. I do 8 damage.
8 damage. Yeah, so describe what you do to him.
Pretty much, I go up to him, and I kind of just like slash the sword. There you go, upward in a diagonal motion, like this way, like almost like No, I just touched my chest. It's going to cut through his chest in this angle.
Okay. Roll insight.
Sure. Wow, a 9.
A what?
9.
9? Okay. Yeah, so you're like butter. Your knife goes through his chest. Just seamlessly falls to the ground as soon as your sword leaves his body. It's the last thing propping him up as he just falls dead before you. Which brings us to Zephyr's turn.
How many guys are left?
2.
2. Okay, Zephyr's gonna cast Spiritual Weapon as her bonus action next to... They all kind of look the same, right?
Yeah, they're all very much wearing the same garb.
Okay, is the one closest to Elodius? Just get him out of the way.
Sure.
And it does appear as a crab claw still.
Good.
Yeah, just in case you were curious.
I was hoping more than anything.
Yeah. So she's going to smacky him with that. That's not great. That's an 11.
An 11?
Yeah.
No dice.
Okay, and she's gonna move up with her movement to the dude, and she's going to also try and smack him with her hammer.
Go for it. That
All right.
still looks... What does your hammer look like right now? Does it look like a hammer?
Yeah, it probably still looks like a hammer. She probably didn't think to change that.
That's unfortunate. I like the bow of concussion.
It was great. Wow, that's also not very good. 13.
13 hits.
Success. Oh, fuck. I rolled a 1, but that's 6 damage.
Okay, so you still bonk him pretty good. He kind of shakes his head, reorientates himself, and just readies himself to continue the fight.
Fantastic. With a crab claw next to him. A large one.
To which he is not bothered by due to the previous attempt. And snapped at him. He's just like, what the fuck? Kyle, this brings us to you.
Okay. I think I am going to do a stabby with my rapier amongst the same one that she just smacked.
Sure.
13.
13 hits.
Cool.
And yeah, you're doing a physical attack as well, or a melee attack?
Yes, melee attack. Max damage, 11 damage.
11 damage. So as your rapier connects with his body, you see the same kind of motion, just seamlessly like cuts right through him as his like lifeless body hits the ground. Roll insight.
13.
13. As you do this, you realize that you should not be able to cut into someone this easily wearing what appears to be chainmail.
I kind of look at the person next to him and is like, are you real?
And so is this the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Does this feel real as he goes to swing his sword at you?
I guess we'll find out.
17.
That's a hit, yeah.
That's a hit. Okay. Total of 6 damage as he just cuts at your chest with his short sword, leaving a pretty attractive scar down the middle.
It could be a very convincing illusion.
With that, him being the last one, that brings us back to Ryan. What do you want to do here?
As he asks if he's real and the illusion thing kind of crosses my mind, I want to have my light turn on, and I would like to like try to like squint like hard at this guy and see if I can see through any sort of like illusion.
You're like trying to like blacklight him? You're trying to see like if you can see.
Yeah, I think the light thing was just me flavor texting it, but yeah, I want to see if there's like something going on with him.
Would we say this is more perception or insight? What do you feel you're trying to do? You're trying to perceive something, or you're trying to like look into something?
The investigation, because he's like really trying to see like
Yeah, let's say investigation. Let's go with that.
He's like
I think
porous.
that was the worst possible option for him.
Yeah, that's an intelligence skill.
Well, you know.
But that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to be smart.
It's 14.
Ooh, not bad.
Ooh.
So, what is it you're looking for?
Holes.
I don't know. I mean, it's meta for me to know that he's easy to cut through. Basically, what you just said to Elodius, but
Yeah.
Elodius did question it out loud. So I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I'm like trying to gauge and figure out like what
Something
it is.
seems off.
Yeah, what it is we're actually fighting against. Like, do they appear as something that they aren't, or what?
Is it ghosts?
Is it ghosts? Ooh, we're back to
Is it
conspiracy.
werewolves?
It's werewolves. That's the whole time.
I know it. Finally.
Hey, does that count as Eddie doing werewolves?
No, that's entrapment. That's entrapment.
That's entrapment.
That is entrapment. That's true.
So, I guess what you could tell from this point is you're staring at him. You're trying to figure out what Elodius was trying to say, and looking this person up and down. You are getting a second guess. His outfit is the equivalent of like a theater costume. Like, you don't hear like the clanging of the chainmail together. The leather looks very like cheaply made. Like, these people aren't properly set up for battle.
Oh. Oops.
I want to, unless that's
their
my
fault.
action. Is that an action to do everything I just did?
Man, that's my call, eh?
That is it.
I'm gonna have to argue and say yeah, just because.
Okay,
it's still
action
your
surge.
performance.
Action surge, and then I want to try to knock him out.
Okay.
Pretty sure they have 12 health. Try and do 12 damage.
Give or take.
There's a 22 hit.
22 hits.
It's not 12. It's 8.
You bonked him pretty good, but he does brush it off. He's repositions his feet, a bit of a wider stance at this point.
And as I try to strike him to try to knock him out, and I realize that he kind of just like stumbles back for a second, I just say, "You do not want to do this. You will lose this fight." As I use my sword to kind of like point at the ones that are dead on the ground.
He kind of smiles, but you can still see this kind of essence of worry in his eyes, and he says, like, "I was never meant to win it." And then that's it. I guess that would be Dane's turn.
Yep. Bonus action move Hunter's Mark to him. And,
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
This damn thing.
Wait, Kadaj, can you try not to kill it?
Does a 17 hit.
That's 17 hits.
Tight. So it's at least 10.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a hell of
D6.
dead man.
And you shoot him?
And that was with non-lethal arrows, correct?
Yeah, that was with Nerf
I'm gonna
arrows.
say, it's just like the arrowhead is just like a square.
Kadash flips his arrow around and shoots it the other way.
Just with the back
The
end.
flush it first.
The feathers
Have you ever
first.
heard of archery tag? They just got those big fucking
They look like
bonk
marshmallows
arrows.
on the end.
Yeah,
They're Nerf arrows. They're made of foam.
they're LARP arrows.
The Hunter's Mark was another 5, so it's 15
Oh my
all.
god.
Jesus.
Obliterates this
So I'm
thing.
pretty sure I just eviscerate this.
Yeah, no, there's no
Poor
bean
control
bags. There's
person.
nothing like.
Wait, Kadaj, don't kill.
Just stands
What?
over him. I'm like, this is your stop, because he's a movie train conductor. Anyways,
I
so
get it.
they're all dead.
I mean, I personally had some questions after that last statement. I mean, I can cast Zone of Truth. I mean, that might be useful so everyone knows, like, interrogation can go somewhere. Like,
I want to
Let's
like.
bring these ones into the church and get them out of the street. Maybe
Well, they
we
won't-
can take their clothes and use that to our advantage.
is anyone else considering the possibility that we're being lured here?
Could be, but even them saying that they weren't meant to win this fight. I mean, with so many people under the effect of the Seraph's Call, if you knew that he was supposed to die during this anyways, like...
Also, the DM just coughed when I said that, so I mean, I'm kind of getting a vibe.
I just had Starbucks. I'm going to cough through the whole
Why?
thing.
Why do you do this?
Milky good. Fuck, I don't know.
I'm currently drinking a coffee that is half milk.
I drag a body into the church.
Okay, so is that something that you guys kind of do collectively, or is
I'll drag body.
Yeah.
I'll drag bodies into the church. That was kind of my goal.
Pen's just kind of standing back, like that was crazy.
That took 6 seconds.
Pen,
12?
grab a body.
I think technically that took less than 12 seconds because only 2 people got a turn on the second round.
Yeah, no, he is looking at Kadaj like he's like, whoa, and he's terrified of you at this point. Because you killed 3 of them, yeah?
2.
2? I thought you killed.
2.5.
He only damaged the second one.
3 arrows.
Technically, it's a total of 2 because while you did do enough damage to kill that last one, he only had 4 HP.
All Pen knows is that 3 arrows were fired and there's 4 dead bodies. So yeah, he grabs one of the bodies and starts dragging them into the church. And Pen just kind of like starts, as you kind of enter this like long stairway down, he's just kind of like, kind of getting some flashbacks from the last time I was here. And then,
What was the last time you were here?
When they kidnapped him.
Yeah, remember? It was deeply traumatic.
Wait, was this the place you were talking about with the pen that you thought was your name?
That's a whole other thing. That's... and he just goes on to this long pen-style explanation of, like, reiterating, like, no, this was when I was taken here, and just rewatch episodes of it.
He's been a hostage a few times, or a captive.
Do we find the church's gold in their basement?
You don't. As you start dragging these bodies down, you get to the end of the stairs. There's 2 open doorways, one to your left and one directly across from you. Through the one across from you, a figure stands in the front of the door. They had heard you talking, and they have positioned themselves between you and this entranceway. Standing completely wide-eyed and staring at you is Faye.
Holding a body. This isn't what it looks like.
I move Hunter's Mark to Faye, because it has definitely been less than an hour.
Is it lit? Is it lit down here, or is it dark?
It's very well lit. So
Has it been less than a minute?
Oh, it's fucking lit.
It's lit. So, so this is the scene. There is this like beautiful mahogany staircase, very tiled room, very well lit. A lot of like the same kind of colors decorating the room. Torches probably about every 6 feet on either wall. There's 2 doors across from you, one of them leading to a room to your direct left, one right across from you with Faye standing in the doorway. The 6 of you are holding 4 bodies, dragging them into this cellar. Faye looks up to you and just says, I had a feeling you would be coming here.
I drop whatever body part I'm holding onto, and I lift my sword up and I say, explain.
Explain what?
Everything.
No questions. We're not good at questions. Just give us everything.
We're bad at talking. We're good at death. Please start talking.
She looks over at Pen, and it's just like, I assume you came here to see your friends. And Pen's just kind of like, is that where they've been? Because I kind of assumed they just kind of left like everybody else.
Oh,
And then-
Pen.
poor Pen.
I feel nothing for this man. Explain.
She's like, I personally oversaw them. They're all fine. And she gestures into the room behind her, just making way for Pen to enter. Pen kind of scurries along as he goes like, my best friends! And then everybody just kind of like audibly sighs from the other room.
Just a group. Hi, Pen.
Hi, Pen.
Hey, I've always considered you to be more logical than the other members of the important members of this town, the movers and shakers. You seemed to know what was going on and everything. I'm kind of curious of your position in all of this.
My position is I was trying to ensure the return of Thalen, and then you guys came along and really put a thorn in that plan.
Oh, so you're not going to be open to a discussion against that topic then?
As far as I see it, the Curator's a much bigger threat than Thalen. I can deal with Thalen. I cannot deal with an army armed with otherworldly weapons.
What if we just close the door and let neither thing happen?
How do you suppose that's going to happen?
Well, we were hoping to use a bunch of black powder to blow up the door, but then someone blew up a bunch of furbolgs and their own citizens with it, and that sounds kind of like bad guys on both sides, maybe.
Exactly why Thalen needs to come back. If I let Thalen return, that's one man with some future sight. They can't possibly, no matter what, they've died before, they can die again. The Curator is untold powers.
Look, don't underestimate what one man can do. Trust me.
That's vaguely ominous, and I would like to hear more about that when we are in less dire straits. You need to let this play out.
Doesn't the return of Thalen require sacrifices that are maybe not the best thing to do?
People are dying. I don't know if you've noticed as she gestures down to the bodies in front of you.
We pointed the bodies at our feet, like.
People are going to die for this regardless, but it's the sheer amount. If I can stop this from reaching the levels that I know it will reach once the Curator takes their place, then that's worth a few dead here and there rather than the end of the Amber Isles.
But does that mean that you have a host?
She looks over at Zephyrin and says, not yet.
Zephyrin doesn't look like Zephyrin.
I am a furbolg!
She knows who you are, though.
One member of our party has changed.
Yeah.
Still using the same hammer.
Yeah. She can make a pretty educated guess.
Yeah.
That's why I kept saying we should have had Dane disguise himself as Zephyrin, because then it's like
that I get sacrificed and it doesn't happen.
You're just lucky everyone else in this campaign's an idiot too.
If Kadaj was disguised as Zephyrin, then they capture that and it's like, oops, it's not working. What's going on here? And it's like, oopsie daisies. Now they're here breaking in to rescue Kadaj.
Yeah. Except Kadaj would be dead if it didn't work.
They wouldn't have killed him right away. They would have been like, why isn't this working?
It was the best plan I ever had.
Was it? Was it a good plan?
It would have gone great.
Would have been perfect.
Should have got hats for everyone, and we all should have been in disguise.
Switched. Everyone switched who they were.
Faye,
Just a
question: how
We're just an
integral are
entirely
you
different group of
to
heroes.
this?
Sorry.
Faye, how integral are you to this plan?
Me? I'm merely watching this go by. So long as nobody interrupts and she just kind of glances to all of you, then everything should go as planned. The Seraph's call, they're not premonitions, they're duties, they're calls to action. Each of these things needs to take place in order for Thalen to come back. And she gestures over to Salazar. If you had never come in contact with the heart, then this target would have been painted on you. You wouldn't have been driven out of town, and then we would have never been able to make this progress with your absence. Everything that happens in these Seraph's calls aren't destiny, they're demands.
So what have you seen next?
Right as you say that, you hear this loud crash, the stomp, the echo, the tremors in the ground. And then she just looks at you and says, the Treants have arrived. We're going to take a quick break right here.
Yes.
We will be back in a couple minutes. We're just going to go refill our coffees and...
Mark your bingo card, and you just said, what?
We should have gotten the
Oh,
dragon.
God damn it.
Oh, there's a goddamn it.
Man.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty close to bingo
I
already.
am too. This has been the closest I've gotten.
I am
One last thing,
on
right?
two
Long.
fronts.
My
Almost
guard
there.
isn't up. It's been too long.
Okay, question. If Eddie in this moment just said, "What?" Does that mean he's also the last to catch on?
Ooh.
No,
Hey, Eddie, do you know
no.
what's happening? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, treants are coming.
Okay.
For some reason.
For
Okay.
some reason.
Everybody else want to wager a guess as to why the treants are there?
Probably they're on the side of the furbolgs and are here to fuck up the people of the city, so...
Did everyone else assume that except for Eddie? Because then that would make him...
No. I'm the second. See, because I said it's the second. Nope.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Take a quick break.
Does
here.
Eddie not understand that this is from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, okay.
And on that note,
Yeah.
2, 1. We're going back.
Oh shit!
I don't
We
remember
back?
which-
We out here?
I don't know. I
Safe.
think so. There it is. I couldn't
Jeez,
find
out
the button.
here.
I was
We out here
panicking.
in the crib. Okay.
I was trying to just rush back into it, and I couldn't find which buttons were which. Hey, everyone.
All right.
We're here.
The treants are coming. Let's go.
All right. Eddie, you look a little roughed up. I think you should get back in battle-ready positions.
I
Okay,
think
well,
Eddie's scared of trees.
That's what this is about.
Yeah.
much. I love treants.
Us two will leave. Where were we? So, you guys hear the crash, the bang, the boom, the trees, destroying the barricades. You hear this, you feel the floors tremor below you.
Do we see one of them on fire sprinting towards the water?
You're still inside.
Sad.
So,
all of that just was like you reading us the Lorax. Crash, the bang, the boom, the trees.
For the trees.
all of my preparation material was Dr. Seuss.
Makes a lot more
If
sense.
you think back, Thalen is just a disguised up cat in the hat, but
He's
we'll
the
get to
Mike
that.
Myers cat in the hat.
Yeah, you dirty hoe.
Oh my god.
So, question, Faye. Let's get in here. Let's look at Faye. I've got here a thing called Insight, and I would like to see if she's stoked that the Treants are here, or if it's. I'm just trying to get a read on her. Like are there? Is it like part of the plan?
And kinda. Well, like part of what I'm assuming what she knew was gonna happen.
I feel like, Dylan, let's get a little meta here. Ready?
Sure.
I'm gonna get a little meta with
I'll
you.
just tell you everything.
Let me take my sweatshirt off. Let's have a discussion. Hang on.
Hell yeah. Let's
me a
all
second.
get
Is
naked.
that a branded Session Zero shirt you have on?
I'm gonna keep my sweatshirt back on. I'm gonna get it back on.
Okay.
I'll leave it half off.
Good call. Let's all do that.
So,
I don't have any dollar bills, but
all right, Dylan, let's talk.
I'm ready.
This
Why are you-
campaign, this campaign we've been playing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a DM, you want to lead your players, not railroad them, and then let them feel as though their choices matter. Are you doing the thing where, like, no matter what happens, our decisions are just going to be like, oh, I've had this vision coming. So, if I kill Faye right now, will she be like, this is part of the plan, and just accept it?
So, you guys have all
Is there a wrong direction?
100% honesty, like 100%. There are 3 possible endings to this campaign.
Tight. All right, I kill Faye.
All right.
What?
I cue up the bow music. No, I really though. I want to do that insight check. I want to see. I want to see if she looks scared at all. I want to see
So,
if
let's
like
stay
her thing.
meta here for a second. Like, I don't want to like really like tell you guys how to play this by any means, but she's been pretty candid with you, like to the point where like you can definitely roll insight because like you have no way of knowing if she's lying to you about any of this, right?
We also haven't even talked to her at all, right? This is our first conversation.
I do
The last
have a
time-
solution
Talk to her a
for
little
the
bit.
thing about not knowing if she's telling the truth,
it's called Zone of Truth.
which is, yeah, I cast Zone of Truth.
Cal, for Eddie, can you explain what that means?
You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. We're all in a little room. I'm just going to cast it right in the center of the room.
For
until the spell
for
ends,
everybody.
That means we
all
all
of
gotta
us.
be
We all have to tell the
truthful.
truth.
Oh, shit.
Oh god. Eddie, look at me.
Bro.
Look at me, Eddie.
Eddie.
You have to be truthful about everything. Everybody ask Eddie
We
some
make a
questions.
save though, right? We make a save, right?
Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area for the first time on a turn starts the turn there, must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails the saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering the question in which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answer as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Yeah, so if like you're like, is Santa real? Strudel, don't you dare.
Oh, I just got
Sorry.
a 9.
Hold on. Yep, get out of here. Go out the window. Where were we?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Is Zone of Truth a charm?
Let me.
I don't think so, because if you you're in Zone of Truth, and you can just actively not speak.
It's an enchantment. It is
can't
not.
say something false.
It is not a charm, because charm is a specific effect.
Okay, I'm only asking because I have advantage on the rolls.
So
if you have anything against enchantment, then yeah, but no, otherwise.
So just let's gauge what we want as the level of avoidance we can take. So if Lennon were to ask me, is Santa real? I could be like, who buys all these presents? I'm not saying Santa's not real.
Is Santa not real?
Ooh. Who buys all these presents, Eddie? Come on.
Eddie makes himself laugh.
Oh God! No.
So yeah, basically, that's kind of where I would like to stick with that. So,
does asking if Santa's not real count as asking an obvious question?
Depends if you know or not.
I guess that's fair.
That's why I said Lennon doesn't have
it depends if he asked it ironically or not, because
I was
claim
being
I'm not
ironic.
speaking in hyperbole.
I was being ironic. I know Santa's real. Duh.
Oh wait, was he speaking? Was he speaking in hyperbole? Because that's bingo.
Oh.
No, hyperbole is an exaggeration. That's just
Yeah.
being an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he thinks Santa's real, does that make him the last to catch on?
I'm not. I don't think so.
In this group, maybe.
Eddie, did you say Santa and you meant Satan? Did you mispronounce his name?
I hate this game. I hate this. I hate this.
I don't think we should play D&D anymore.
Okay, I rolled
stream.
a 13 for or an 11 for my charisma save.
Yeah, what do the treants do? Oh, should we all be doing that?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay.
Everybody should be making a save.
8.
8.
8?
8.
No! Oh God! That one. That's a no. That's a no one.
I am the only person who passed the save.
That's pretty
Elodius
nice.
is the only one here
Elodius
who
can
can lie right
The
now.
writer can lie. How nice. So she's aware of this being cast, so
She's aware that she cannot tell a purposeful lie.
She says to each of you, "I've been nothing but truthful thus far."
Does the current plan include you leading us to the heart of Thalen?
The current plan is to lead a Triton to the heart of Thalen.
How long does Zone
Where
of
is
Truth
that?
last? Sorry.
10 minutes.
Okay.
You got a minute.
Sorry.
10. Take a minute.
No, we have 10 minutes.
I'll ask. Do you know what the treants here for? Just in case.
They are here to stifle the efforts of the cultists.
Whose side are they on?
They're with your curator.
I wouldn't say she's our curator.
And yet you fight alongside her and brought them right to the gates of Thalen's Hearth.
I'm not sure if you would have noticed this, but they were preparing to come here without us.
And yet you still came.
That's good.
Yes, we had our own things to do. Where is the heart of Thalen?
I do not know.
What?
Who does know?
The Paragons.
Can you lead us to a paragon?
There's 4 right here, and gestures at the ground.
God Christ.
So we just need to find someone wearing one of these outfits then.
Are they all dead, or is there I can heal them and they'll come back unconscious?
How many more of them are there?
Throughout Thalen's Hearth, there are many of those who would consider themselves followers of Eudites. However, the Paragons themselves are well throughout the town. Many of which are...
Sorry. Oh, sorry, you can finish saying what you're saying. I thought that
many
was
of which are preparing for battle.
Why are they wearing stage armor if they're your Paragons?
They know what they must do, and they know their roles in bringing Thalen back. They do not necessarily care for their own lives so long as the plan carries forward.
How are you supposed to lead a Triton to the heart if you do not know where it is?
it's not me leading the Triton to the heart per se. It's me guiding the path so that way the Triton gets to the heart.
And what happens if you are dead?
That I do not know. The ending I have seen does not include my death.
Do you happen to have know of any other surprises we should be expecting?
Your friend is not the Triton we await.
Mother. Front door.
Do you know where that Triton is?
That depends on how far along we are. I do not have an exact timeline. I have references that I will notice from my calls throughout this battle.
When the Triton arrives, will it be with the heart or at the center of town? What are they building there?
The center of town has been turned into a staging area. The pathway to the Trog has been completely flooded, the fountain destroyed, and there lays a ceremony of sorts in order to that was used to prepare the town for what was to come. 2 days ago, it was put in place, and everybody was made well aware of things that are to come today.
And that was the first session? That was like where the poetry was?
That's where that was, yeah.
Okay.
This is a completely different stage. This is something that was like ramshackled together.
Yeah.
In order, like over top of this like gaping hole where the fountain used to be.
There's nothing inside. It's just a structure to stand upon.
Yeah.
Why did you build that? Just cause? Like what's its purpose?
There are some theatrics that have gone into not overwhelming the innocents that are involved in this, in order to make it seem as though Thalen is the person they've made them up to be, their benevolent leader. They have had to paint not only you, but the curator and all else involved in this dim light. So it was put there as a sort of bridge between those who knew what was going on within the Church of Udite and those who were just innocent bystanders within Thalen's hearth. The staging area was made for people to have a frame of reference within the town. Like they can come there and get information. There was the Paragons would stay here and give speeches all day long while the reinforcements were made around the town while the windows were getting boarded up. This is where everybody came for reassurance that everything was going to be okay.
In excruciating detail, please tell me how we stop this.
In my best interest, you don't. She's been very candid about the fact that she wants Thalen to come back. She wants the curator's plans to be thwarted.
If someone were to stop it, how would they do it?
That has been the thing I've been fighting against. So that's not something I want to discuss.
Wait, so this is Eddie talking at this point, and does it look like the tree ants are like killing any of the, like, are they starting to kill, or is it still just not?
We're in a base.
We're underground.
Yeah,
we are? I thought, oh, right. I thought
No,
we
you're
We're just out in the open.
No, I thought we were at the
neighbor.
entrance. Okay. I thought we were at the entrance still. Like, didn't he say that Faye was at the...
No,
We went downstairs.
Eddie has allowed us to catch on. Mark it off.
We already checked that off.
Yeah, we checked that off years ago. Don't worry about it.
Good. Oh, great. That's great.
Hey, Abby, what's my character's name again?
Fuck you.
That's entrapment.
That's entrapment. It has to be natural.
Yeah, nice try. Lodius. Did I get it?
Wow.
That's good. You got it.
Got it? Yeah, nice try.
Your camera's out of focus. I don't know if that counts as...
I know.
What?
I'm waiting for it to get focused.
What is the deal with Penn and his friends?
The revolutionaries, they a mere annoyance for the most part.
And what of... Do you know soup bones?
Like when you're making broth? Like for, what are you talking about?
What about Dante's informant?
Salazar, I don't think these questions are entirely necessary or something Faye would know or care about.
This one might be. Dylan made a face.
The guy, the curator's right hand.
Yes.
What about them?
What is their role in this?
That I don't know. The eyes within the city.
I mean, considering they're the curator's right hand, I assume assist the curator. No, Faye, a question. I will take silence as an answer. Is there a way to stop or to close the portal without bringing Thalen through it?
That I don't know. The only method I have come to is portal closing, Thalen becoming mortal again, and then killing them the way they were killed before. Even with all of their future sight, everything that they had, their premonitions, they were still able to be killed just as a man, just as any of us before. I find that a lot more feasible than taking on the curator and their army.
I don't understand why you want him to come through the portal if you just want to kill him.
Because if the... Sorry, Kyle, go.
I was just going to say, because if he comes through, then the portal will close and they can't get the weapons.
Yeah, it's to hinder the curator. The only way it closes...
Oh, sorry, you can go ahead again.
The only way it closes is once Thalen passes through.
And how are the... this is Ryan asking, how are the dwarves going to use it?
They're going to pass through it, so that way they can use the fire from...
So as long as we get them to it, they can go through it?
We don't want the dwarves to go through it.
No, I know that. But...
What happens if Thalen comes out and it closes, and then we just immediately kill Thalen?
I think that's the plan, right?
As me explaining this, just to like bypass like all the questions that will probably be asked to Faye here. Essentially, the dwarves knew that they had to act fast if they wanted to get to make these Hellforged weapons. In order to do so, they invented black powder. They made this with the specific intent on creating something that would help them mine faster, so they can get through the core of the earth essentially in order to reach this portal. It is deep underground, and they could not get it by natural means. So they created blasting powder. That is when the Seraphs called upon some of the citizens. I can't say that word.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Thank you, Kyle. Thalen's Hearth. And that's when they had gone to the dwarves, attacked the base, stole the black powder, and brought it back. They now the dwarves, the curator, the furbolgs, everybody knows that they do not have enough time to recreate and regenerate it and get to the portal before Thalen passes through. So their only choice now is to stop it from happening. They have to interact with Thalen's Hearth directly. They have to stop it here at the head in order to keep the portal open long enough for them to get back through. They need to steal the black powder back, and they need to hinder their forces. Because if Thalen comes back, the portal closes, they can't carry through their plan.
What if we let the dwarves go through, then reanimate Thalen, seal the portal with the dwarves on the other side, and kill Thalen?
And I guess a bunch of dwarves are stuck in hell. Like, that seems pretty straightforward.
A lot of good timing on our part.
That would have required a lot of time we no longer have. This battle has already taken place. Something is going to occur no matter what side you're on at this point. There's the dwarves, some of the dwarves are here, the furbolgs are here, and more on their way. So,
I
mean,
I have a last few questions for you, Faye. If we bring a Triton to a Paragon, will they lead us to the heart?
most likely.
Do you actually wish for Thalen to die once he's resurrected, or do you wish for him to live?
Not only do I wish for him to die, I want to be the hand that does it.
So if he does come back, you would not try to stop us if we attempted to kill him?
She kind of smirks and she says, now I might be a little bit jealous, but...
Oh.
So you yourself would not gain anything if you killed him yourself. It is simply a desire.
Yes.
Can I roll insight on? Wait, was this just on shoot stuff?
Yeah, it's on shoot stuff.
Oh, okay. Then
You cannot lie.
You cannot tell a lie, just like your first guy. Your Presidente.
That was not the first one.
That's not the first one? I don't know.
No, George Washington was the first president.
I thought he was the one who couldn't tell a lie, or is that Abe?
Abraham couldn't. tell a
Abraham
lie.
Lincoln is the one that does not tell a lie. I think.
And he was like, fucking...
I was like so confused. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait,
are you
was it
talking
Abraham
about?
Lincoln that said, I cannot tell a lie?
Yeah,
That was
it's
George
Abraham Lincoln.
Washington.
No, George Washington was just.
George Washington was the one with the wooden teeth.
Yeah.
Welcome to our Dungeons and Dragons
No,
podcast.
Dylan's right. It was George Washington.
Hell yeah.
It was a
Really?
fake story, but it was George Washington.
Nuh-uh. Hold on.
Can't lie through your teeth if they're not your teeth. Thank you, Dane.
Oh,
What is
fuck
that
me.
sound?
I don't know.
That is probably the siren. That's
Oh,
like.
it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That
a
is
siren.
absolutely a siren.
Yeah, it's near the Church of the Fire. I'm sorry, it's the firehouse. That's across from the church. That's like a minute away from. where
Did
I
you
live.
almost say the Church of the Fire?
Nope.
The Church of the
The
Fire.
Church of the
That
Flag.
would be cool as hell. I'd be there right now. Like, fuck this.
Sunday, we would be praying to the fire god.
Yeah.
Right?
Praise the sun.
Okay, all right. Faye, if it is your desire to kill Thalen, then it is also in your best interest to help us make sure that he comes through. Yes?
That's correct.
So what do we do next?
We wait.
Presumably, the next step would just be to let that other Triton get possessed by Thalen.
But we need to be in the right spot. We need to know where to go.
Also, I don't love the idea of another Triton dying.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest on that either, but like, also kind of on the fence because like, I don't know them personally.
They would merely inhabit their form.
Yes,
We
but
would
then
be the
we
ones
would,
killing them.
Yeah, I'm like, they're still gonna die.
we would be the ones to murder the person ourselves, actually.
Sorry, I can't remember if this was asked already of Faye. She doesn't know who this other Triton is, or she doesn't know where they're coming from.
She doesn't know them.
Okay.
They're coming from the sea. Yeah. So you continue to hear the crashing and the bangs and the booms from outside. The battle carries on with you deep in this cellar.
Yeah, we
You
still
hear
have
Pen-
we still have precious minutes here though, Dylan.
Yeah, you do. Penn says from the other room, he's just like, so if we're all on the same page, could I let my friends out?
Does he have to make a charisma save?
He's probably not in the. I'm going to.
Okay, Dylan, tell me if Penn beats a DC 14 charisma save.
Let's find out.
Yeah, how big is this basement?
So the room you're in is very small. It's like probably about 8 by 10 room, and then the other room in front of you is like, you can't quite see it, but it doesn't look like its dimensions exceed that very
So
much.
then he's definitely in it.
There's like a random prisoner on the other side of the wall that is just keeps saying like things like, why did I say that?
Yeah.
19.
Oh.
Penn can lie to us, and I'm aware that Penn can lie to us.
Penn would never
Penn
lie to you.
I'm suddenly suspicious of Penn.
Pen is Pen is Kadaj your best friend?
Oh man, I think he's pretty great, but I think that was taken by info. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had a thing for soup bones, but then he turned all big and stuff. Now I'm kind of scared of him.
He also did explode.
Oh yeah, did he get blown up?
Oh god, I didn't even think about that.
And he's just like sitting on the floor, like he's like on his knees, like holding his forehead, like,
oh no.
You know, I'm suddenly less suspicious of that was 4.5 seconds ago.
Faye, I think we must work together. Elodius, again, it is up to you. It is your decision. We will follow you. We've discussed, but I believe that this is probably our best bet.
I agree entirely.
Could Faye tell that everyone else is being truthful, or only you?
She cannot.
No.
Okay.
Only I know if people pass or fail.
So she says to you, like, how do I know you won't destroy the heart if we find it?
If it is your goal to kill Thalen again, why does it matter if we destroy this heart?
I want to make sure it's not destroyed until after he comes out.
What happens if it's destroyed before?
That's so the heart is a manifestation of his energy in the mortal realm. Triton needs to come in contact with that in order for Thalen to come back. The Triton acts as the host. The heart of Thalen acts as the energy, the soul, the embodiment of him and his powers.
Wouldn't destroying the heart be the same as killing him then?
Destroying the heart will then, of course, close the portal, but it feels a little less personal.
We also have no idea how to destroy it.
But at least
Fully.
this way we would be able to spare the life of a Triton.
This is true. She kind of like stands and ponders. If we can destroy it, this will get rid of the blasting powder so we can take it from the dwarves. And this will save the life of your precious Triton. So if I can trust that this is your intention, then yes, I'll help you find the heart.
I mean, it was pretty much our goal from when we saved some people off a boat. I mean, just stop this stuff from happening in general. I mean, it seems pretty bad that it seemed pretty bad in the first place when it was just like, oh, some people are getting purple veins on them, and it's gone kind of spiraled out of control from there.
Yeah, and like that's crazy.
So, yeah,
and everything else.
no, we don't want this stuff to be happening anymore. It's the only reason we're here.
So if we are in agreement and we can trust each other, will you please tell us what your next vision was? What is it that you saw? Where were you?
The next thing I saw was a shackled Triton being led over a field of bodies and fire and destruction off into the distance to where I believe the heart to be.
In town or outside of town?
In town.
Do you know which road they were taking? We can wait for them there.
I saw them coming up from the shore near the Knight's Bend where you used to stay. I do not know which direction they were going. I know that they were walking with purpose, as though the intent towards the heart.
Did you see the street names? I very badly would like to know what the street names were, please, and thank you.
Of course, we don't have street names here with it being such a small town.
Oh, of course. That's so silly of me to suggest.
You've been here. You would know that by now. Don't be ridiculous.
I've forgotten. It's been a while.
I believe our best...
Also, I have to fart.
I believe our best bet would be if we took Zephyrin and brought her to a paragon and had them lead us to the heart.
Should we wear the paragon's outfits?
I think if
there are some slashes through them.
I think if we wear the paragon outfits to go to a paragon and tell them to lead us somewhere, they'll be questioning why we don't know how to get there. I think the person that gives us credibility in this situation would be Faye.
Right.
If Faye takes us to a paragon and we have a Triton with us, they have no reason not to lead us to the heart.
Faye, do they trust you?
As far as I believe, yes.
So why are you here?
Because I told them that I would guard these. And then she just gestures towards the rest of the
And what would happen
the revolutionaries.
if you were out in the street with Zephyrin here?
There is another that will be taking my shift. I'm not expected to guard them day in and day out. There are others coming to alleviate me, and then she gestures towards the dead bodies on the ground and the paragons, so that way we may rest for our next shift.
When are they coming?
Not for another hour.
Do we
That
wait?
is not a lot of time.
However, when they arrive and see the paragons dead, and I believe your friend here would like the rest of his friends to be set free, they may have some questions as to why I'm still alive.
Are the other paragons going to know that you're on shift now?
They do, yes.
So is now the time to go?
I believe so. As this is all a change of plans for me, I'm going to let you take the lead.
But if we bring Zephyrin now, what if others have seen the same vision and have seen a different Triton?
We could just give Zephyrин's hat to Faye, so that way they wouldn't necessarily know that Faye's with us.
She kind of like cocks her head and like, that might be a good idea.
But
You would know someone who you could disguise yourself as to become more trustworthy, yes?
She looks down at the other bodies. She's just like, I think these men here have been in much higher standing than I have. And of course, you've eliminated the chances of me running into them.
Although that goes back to the problem of if a paragon asks a paragon to lead them somewhere, they'll just be questioning why a paragon doesn't know the location.
Considering I am but one, I could be asking for assistance.
That is very true.
But that still doesn't answer the question if others have had the same call and seen a different Triton.
I mean, there's no way to know, right? Unless they share that information with each other. We're going to have to go off a leap and just assume they, that it works in our favor. If not,
If all they had seen was a Triton, I'm sure they would not question the exact specifics of the person that we were bringing in.
Faye, who is in charge? Is there one person?
It is the entirety of the Paragon of Deity. There are others who have had their hand in involvement. Mayor Camden has very much stayed on the side of the cultists. But other than that, I truly don't know who is behind this, other than the fact that it's just been a conglomerate of everybody being set with these ideals and these promises of grandeur from birth. Thalen would return. We were all told this at a very young age and grew up believing it so that we would follow suit. So I don't know if it's anyone or if it's the town itself.
Do you know where they're holding the rest of the blasting powder?
That I do. And she gestures to the next room over.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
All right,
that is
let's
very
take it.
straightforward.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Good thing we don't have a bunch of dwarves with us right now.
yeah.
Well, I mean, a bunch of dwarves were just exploded. Rip Cradle.
That's true.
All right, so
Bye, Cradle.
so Zephyrin gives the hat to Faye. Faye pretends to be a paragon. We take the blasting powder. We go to the heart. Wait for them to bring back Thalen. Blow up the heart.
Blow up the heart
Dane's
first.
rescued. Or no, we wait until Thalen comes back and then we blow up the heart.
Blow up the heart
No.
first because we get to save the Triton
Then we
body.
save the Triton.
Do that, then mission success. We did it.
Yeah,
Right.
we do that.
But what if we make enemies with the dwarves?
I feel like no matter what we're gonna make enemies of the doors, we stop them.
I kind of feel like that ship has sailed. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh,
they
they're all
wanna
dead. They're all
break
dead
into-
anyways. Who cares?
Yeah, but
I
they
also
now
wanna break
always
it
The
know
one we
where
liked
you
is
are.
dead. It's fine.
Did we like Cradle?
I don't know. I kind of liked him.
No,
I mean,
Faye,
he was
is there-
very. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Is there anything else that you could recommend or suggest before we head out with this mission? Is there something we are missing? Some sort of
believe
meta
so.
knowledge that we did not ask.
I don't know what you mean by meta knowledge, but I think I've shared with you everything that I can think of. We need to stop Thalen. We need to stop the curator. We need to not die in the process.
And we have 1 hour before these bodies are found.
That we do. We have very little time to spare.
What if
So-
we release the revolutionaries and have them take the bodies with them?
She kind of like leans back in the door towards Penn. Hey, how would you feel about pretending you killed a bunch of people? He's still kind of like rocking back and forth thinking about soup bones. He's just like,
I mean, I guess that's better than actually having killed a bunch of people. So
I want to walk over to Penn and say, Penn, this is your time to shine. You may have to kill someone in the process, but you'll be helping us immensely, and you will go down as a very brave and noble hero if you were to perish here today.
oh, I don't like the idea of perishing, but everything's gone pretty messy, so
Is Zone of Truth still up?
Yes, and Penn can tell lies.
It's a long 10
Oh yeah.
minutes.
And I also say, or no one will remember you at all.
it's just like,
Sorry, go ahead.
he just kind of like audibly gasps, like he just got punched in the stomach. Like you are giving him like deep anxiety over this whole situation. He's like I said, he's like 17, 18 years old. So he's very much overwhelmed by this. Some of the revolutionaries from inside are just like, all right, kid, don't worry, we won't let anything happen to you.
All right, say he's at least 18, so we're not killing a minor.
You don't have to kill anybody.
He's not a dwarf. We already established he's not a dwarf. He's not a minor.
I would like to add in this situation that the revolutionaries are the only people in this whole situation that I kind of like. So if they wanted to just escape town right now, that would be fantastic by my books. Like, they could just hop the wall and wait for this whole thing to blow over. Get out of here.
You just hear from like inside one of those cells, like, I like what this guy's saying.
Like, everyone comes here and they're like, oh, these people were killed because the revolutionaries escaped, and then they're freaking out like, where'd the revolutionaries go? And they could just be gone. That would be fine.
Look at the big brains on the satyr. Let's do that.
Think I broke Ryan and Eddie.
I don't think I even heard what you said. Why are they dying?
so sick.
Here I am.
That was the best.
did I
That
do?
was
of the
genius.
That was so good.
I
Whatever
cannot believe how
said.
fast that was. Oh my god.
I missed it.
Good as fuck.
I
was
don't
like,
know
oh.
what was said.
Oh,
He said, oh, they wouldn't be a minor.
I
yeah.
said,
In response to him, like, oh, can he be 18 so we're not killing a minor? My response was, we've already established that he's not a dwarf, so we already know he's not a minor.
Fuck.
I feel like that was longer ago than them starting to laugh.
I was trying
that
to
was
hold
it. There was just a
That was
little
like-
bit of a
I
delay.
straight up heard nothing you've said in the past 2 minutes, Kyle.
I was
Start
like-
over.
That was a brilliant
was
plan laid out.
fucking-
Like, Dane, no offense, but like that was a pretty obvious joke. I don't know why that got them. Like,
Because
you're
it
a
was
funny
so
guy.
quick. It was so quick and nobody acknowledged it. That was so
That was
funny.
so good.
I
Oh,
think
I
it's
have
just
tears in my eyes. That was very funny. What did you say,
Dane's a
Kyle?
funny guy, but I just thought it was just like a pretty like low hanging fruit. But he just killed you guys.
It was
I
there.
just said we could just like let the revolutionaries out and let them just hop town and leave, and then when the people come here and find the bodies, they're like, oh, the revolutionaries escaped and killed them, and then the revolutionaries are just gone and it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, sure, whatever.
I was saying before to have him take the bodies, but that makes more sense. Just leave them.
Yeah. So Faye goes over to this like L-shaped cage that they're all standing in, like unlocks it, and it's like, be quick, make sure nobody sees you on your way out. And they all just kind of like nod to her and they all start running out single file. Penn turns to each of you guys and like,
I'll remember you all fondly as brothers and sisters in arms, and I hope when you make it out of this, we'll see each other again in this life so we can celebrate our great victory.
or whatever, and he just like runs out.
That was surprisingly well said of him, right up until or whatever.
Yeah, right up till the end.
All right, so let's get some blasting powder.
Zephyrin takes her hat off and puts it on top of Faye's head.
Now think really hard.
She just kind of like slowly molds into the one of the people before you, just another human that's like dirty blonde haired like human male, just kind of like little medium build, just like the guy the first one you killed that spat Melodius's face.
Could you pick a different one?
Fine.
I particularly don't like that one.
Just her skin darkens a little bit like a more sun-kissed like tan, like darker hair. It's like better.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she rolls her eyes. His eyes. She's still she. Yeah. She just rolls her eyes. She rolls his eyes. Yeah, that's a terrifying sentence. Never say that.
I don't like that.
She rolls. I just like imagine like. Like
Yeah, with, like,
Streech in there.
Oh, gross. I
How
don't
many?
feel good in my skin.
How many pounds of blasting powder do we get
So what's your carrying capacity?
now that we've successfully looted the church? Carrying
Yeah, that's
capacity
all right.
270 pounds. I am currently carrying 44 pounds.
Where
Okay.
is this again? Which
So you
tab?
just pick up like a
Click
barrel of.
inventory, and then where it says weight carried, just click on that, and it shows you your encumbrance.
I can carry 270 pounds.
I can carry
I can
225.
I can carry
240,
120.
Currently holding 109.
121.
What are you carrying? Then you have 109 pounds on you.
Some traps, my armor,
Batman.
or some rations, some rope.
I
Scale
can
mail,
carry
some
226
torches.
pounds of blasting powder if I need to.
Got a bunch of stuff.
I can carry 76 pounds of blasting powder before I am fully encumbered.
So meta question: How much would we need for like a big explosion? Or I'll
Yes, you
ask
know
Faye.
that.
I'll ask Faye. Like, how much, Faye? How much do you think we should bring? Enough to possibly destroy the heart in an explosion.
She says the explosion at the front of town was done with a mere few handfuls, and she just kind of like shows you like one of the barrels has like a quarter of it taken out. So like what you would assume is like a 4 gallon. You guys use gallons. Like a 1 gallon bucket of ice cream. That amount twice. So 2 gallons, I guess.
Yeah, that's a lot bigger explosion per stuff than I was expecting.
Oh yeah, we can. This will be fun.
Dwarven technology is just. She just like shakes her head.
Is that a good shake or a bad shake?
I want to
She's
know.
like-
I want to know what the blast radius would be like if we just lit this room up.
Oh man, the town
Goodbye,
would not
town.
exist.
I mean, there we go. There's a bonus. You all want to go down in flames?
Happy 4th of July.
Zephyrin would like to empty out her mess kit. I assume it closes, so she scoops blasting powder into her mess
Yeah,
kit
I wanna-
and puts it in her bag.
I want to look around in here for
Band-Aids,
like
which is
boxes and
really
shit, like carrying cases. I want to see if there's anything like you said, the 1 gallon ice cream thing. Like, is there more things like that we can throw some blasting powder in?
You look around and you don't see much in the room you're in, but you look back into the room with the cell, and basically you see like a mop and a bucket there, and you're just like, that could work, I guess.
What about like bags? Are there any like backpacks or carry like over the shoulder bags or anything like that?
There's a white satchel with the purple and gold emblems of Paragon Udite hanging on the wall.
Okay, I want to grab that one because I feel like if I can at least wear it, then I don't have to like drop the bucket in combat or anything.
Yeah, okay, so you can fit, like, it's going to be like weighted. You're going to feel a little like awkward on the one side. I'm not going to do encumbrance rules, but it's going to be heavy. There's about probably about 2 gallons worth in there. So you'd have a similar blast to the one that was at the front.
Like 2 pounds.
I take my
8 liters, I guess. You guys can use it.
How many handfuls do you think? What? You said it was just a few handfuls for the blast at the front, didn't you?
Then he said it was 2 gallons after that. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
A
So I just
gallon,
confused.
a gallon is 8 pounds, 8.3 pounds.
that's a gallon
what
of
is
water.
8.3 pounds?
Yeah. It completely like this is like I don't know what would be
How many pounds is a gallon of sand?
that's what I looked up for my
12.5 pounds.
Yeah, so about 25 pounds worth.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's like, I was merely speaking in hyperbole when I said a few handfuls. It was not very much to cause that much devastation.
That's so many. That's small. I could fit that in my mess kit, which was the plan.
Yeah, so
So get
I
some
guess-
more. Take more.
just fill your pockets.
Just empties out her backpack and fills it with blasting
There,
powder.
guys, I actually found a question on answers.com for how much does 1 gallon of black powder weigh. The answer is 15 pounds.
Oh, shit, so we're not far off. 30 pounds for 2 gallons then.
Okay.
Yeah.
More
So,
than
hey
sand,
guys, turns
weird.
out blasting powder is heavier than sand.
Well, actually, blasting powder is an actual item in D&D.
Yeah, but this is some weird dwarven fortune homebrew shit that we're not going to look into. So,
I'm adding blasting powder.
I
Serena,
empty out my thigh pouch and then I fill it to the brim with the blasting powder.
how
I
does
don't know
everybody?
if that's a good idea.
How does everybody react
Just
to him
strapped
emptying
to
all
my
your
thigh.
party's gold?
I take the money that he emptied out.
It's into my backpack.
For safety.
Okay.
I have a backpack.
So I don't know why, but I always pictured this thigh pouch on the inside of your
Yeah,
thighs.
me too.
It is on the inside of my thighs.
I
It
feel
is
like
under
that's
my skirts on the inside of my
dangerous.
thighs.
Don't
So
let
I
it get
just
too much
lifted up my
friction.
Fucking
skirts.
God.
Yeah, doesn't that chafe something weird? Like,
No
I have
friction,
goat
that might
legs.
blow up.
Like
God, when it blows the fuck up.
I
Okay.
have goat legs and a lot of hair, so you know it's fine.
I have 30 pounds for on my person. I don't know how much anyone else has, but while everyone else is getting stuff, if they are, I'm going to use my ring to bathe myself quick.
Okay.
This might be the last time I can wash.
Dirty water.
ever.
Yum, yum, yum.
It sounds like a good idea. It's time for Elodius to shave.
I don't know that we have the time for this.
Yeah, there's a big battle
Let's
going
bathe.
on outside. Let's shave and.
Bathe.
Let's make sure we're
Yeah.
pretty for this fight.
Yeah.
You just start picking up like makeup and like rocks and like fucking.
At least
battle
Zephyr
ready.
gets to look like herself for this fight.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Zephyrin. Everyone's kind of taken it back, like that's what you look like.
Yeah.
You've always been a fish. I can't remember.
I remember you being prettier. I don't know.
Oh.
I am gonna,
Oh,
I
that's
am
rude.
gonna add backpack to my inventory though.
Sure.
Well, if you didn't have one, that sounds like cheating.
I
I
did.
don't know how you were
Oh,
carrying.
no, he just took the satchel.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, the Paragon satchel. So the I don't know if I've said this before, but the logo is basically like this gold like recycling emblem almost. It's like this thing of like rebirth. These 2 arrows like merging together to look like a flame.
Oh, I thought we were just recycling bodies at this point.
No, basically what they believe. But you can kind of see it in the Elodius artwork, but because of the angle, you don't really see it. The one from your speech, but you don't really see what the logo looks like. But just in case anybody's curious, it is a physical, tangible thing with a design
That
attached to
Dylan
it.
designed that he wants us to know about.
I just like it, you know. You can kind of see it. It's like orange and gold. But yeah. That's pretty much that. Yeah, you guys. Faye turns to you. It's like, will that be all?
I guess so. Let's do the thing.
All right. So you guys run outside to see that just in the mere moments you were downstairs, so much more devastation has occurred in the city. Like the buildings around you have crumbled. The war has moved from the gates of Phelan's Heart to like well up the road. You can hear the clashing of weaponry. You feel the ground tremor. You look around, you see these massive, like autumn-colored beasts just storming around town, just well overhead, as one foot just crashes down beside you. This big literal tree trunk of a leg steps right next to the church, imprinting well into the ground below you, as its face slowly turns towards you guys, making eye contact with Zephyrin as it scoops her up, and its like gigantic hand looks at you and just in this deep bellowing voice, leave, and then like places you outside the wall as it continues to like stomp its way into the city.
Can I try and like dodge the hand before it totally scoops me up? 'Cause that's scary.
You can.
She's a rogue. She can.
I am a rogue.
She's a rogue.
So you see it positioning you outside the wall. You can react to that.
Yes, I would like to not leave my friends.
Yeah. So what do you do? Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
Okay.
Oh no, it's not very good. That's a 10.
So you manage to like hang off of him, but like you kind of like pause because you're just like, what the fuck is happening? So you like hang on to like this giant thumb, and you go to position yourself, and you like crack off a little branch on his thumb as you like tumble onto your back. You're still within the walls of the town, but you just like thud on your back. It's like all of like your breath leaves your body, and you take 3 points of damage.
Oh, 3 whole points though.
Yeah. It continues to kind of like storm off slowly, just like thundering its feet into the ground as it echoes, and you feel the tremors as it just creates destruction in everything in its path.
No, when you said treants, Faye, I was thinking they would be like big, but that is yeah, that's nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
She says.
Zephyr's still just like on the floor.
I go help Zephyrin up.
I guess these were like 500-year-old oak trees or something.
So where do we
They've
go?
had some time.
Do we go towards the Knight's Fen and wait? Or do we just head
in? What direction
in?
are paragons?
Do we just walk towards the center?
She kind of like scans the battlefield and just takes a moment to like calculate who's fighting and like exactly what these forces are bringing. She pauses for a second and then like turns further west, and she's like, there's another battalion further down this way. I believe if we go there, we'll find more paragons.
Okay, and they won't want to like murder the rest of us, aside from Zephyrin, right? That's kind of a good question to ask.
That's what I was gonna.
So long as I lead, there shouldn't be too many questions. We have a Triton, and I have a disguise. I think that we will be able to get by mostly unscathed.
I mean, the more we waste time talking about it, the more destruction that's going to be.
But what if they ask about us?
Let's just hope they don't.
You are our biggest concern, as she kind of like gestures up and down. You are the only Lokatha we've seen, and when you've made your transformation, it was very noted throughout the town. So they may have some questions, but we could make the impression that you have turned to the church.
I mean, the other people know about the curator, right? You could just say that we've decided that this side is better than that one.
True.
That, I believe, is our only hope.
I mean, it's our only option.
Yeah, as far as like, trying to lie goes, we'd be telling them the truth by being like, we want to help your side, because that's not really lying, right?
Or we could just say we want to stop
Kind
the
of lying.
curator. Leave it at that.
Or just we want to bring back Thalen. We don't have to mention that we want to kill him.
What if, how believable could it be that you wish to give your body to Thalen, the ultimate sacrifice? Or should we treat you as a prisoner?
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I mean, I think it'd be more believable if we treat it as a prisoner thing.
To prevent the death of another Triton, I would give my body.
There we go. I'm gonna wait for Dane to come back because this is kind of like a pivotal part of the story.
He just went away.
He was like, bye.
Really quick, one thing I just want to note, because I did not bring it up earlier, is we have some pretty awesome people that we get the opportunity to speak with and work with. I had mentioned earlier that we did a bit of like a little talking session. Not last week, because we took last week off, but the week before. Oh man, this didn't interest them at all.
Oh yeah, I guess they're going too. Bye.
That's fine. This is more to do with them. So we spoke with a member of the Initiative Order, which are a sponsor of ours. They are a Discord community. They host games every month. They play on their own Twitch stream, which we can link below. They're an absolutely amazing source for anybody looking to get into games. They are a very inclusive community that we can post a link to in the description and into the chat below here. Absolutely amazing people, and we are very blessed to know them.
And if you didn't see our conversation with April last week, then it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Where we kind of talk about how she got her involvement as their social media coordinator, I believe is the title, or maybe social media manager. But
something around there.
Her involvement in the group and everything that kind of took place within like her roles and like all the games and everything that got her involved in TTRPGs in general. Definitely give that a watch. Definitely check out the Initiative Order. Another great group of humans we get the privilege of knowing is Band of Badgers. They are just an incredibly active YouTube and Twitch channel. They play all sorts of different games. They're doing Pathfinder runs, they're doing D&D, all sorts of other stuff. They have hosted dozens and dozens of games with dozens and dozens of different guests. Ryan's been on there himself. They've had Matthew Lillard. They've had all these great people, and definitely check them out. Some of the best people you'll ever talk to. If you want to feature on their channel, I'm sure they would love to have you as well.
And I think they just posted their September schedule as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely post that below. I haven't seen that yet. Last and probably least is Session Zero clothing. You'll notice that a bunch of us are wearing, not I, but everybody else it seems, wearing some merch. Session Zero are a D&D inspired clothing brand based around like fantasy and tabletop games. They have a bunch of different designs, worked with a bunch of great artists. Ryan's actually wearing my favorite shirt. I don't know if Ryan's going to be willing to show the back of that shirt, but it is absolutely sick.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. You can't turn around.
I don't think you're allowed to show the back of that shirt on Twitch. I'm not sure.
Really? Why would that be?
Why?
Isn't there aren't there titties on that shirt?
No.
No.
Oh,
Their titty shirt?
I thought there was
Did you make
spider
a titty
titties
shirt?
on that shirt.
It's a guy.
You got
It's a guy? Are you sure?
I'm
Okay, Ryan, you have to show
positive.
it now.
Now I
need
have to show
know
it.
if
Huh?
they're-
Do you have a different one with a lady on it?
No.
No.
I swear it had a lady
Ryan,
on
Ryan
it.
doesn't print no titty shirts.
I can't.
I think that shirt would be better with some spider titties.
I still
gotta
think
say.
that's a lady.
That's a guy. I also can't see it at all. So hey
I
guys.
think the best part is here is androgyny. Just really letting you decide. But yeah, no. If you can vibe with a non-spider titty shirt, you should definitely check them out. There's a discount code you can use, Crisis, to get 10% off of your whole order, and I just got a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
And if you
The
want,
crisis is a lack of titties.
That's the real crisis.
if you want titties, I'll print them. Why not?
Print titties.
Get a
Okay.
titty shirt, man.
I'll get a
I can
titty.
just-
The booba.
Nothing but titties, like you mentioned,
It's
son.
just-
Or Bob's.
I'll do a hag shirt. I'll do a hag shirt, and it'll call it with huge boobs. It'll be Booba Yaga.
Booba Yaga.
Booba
She
Yaga.
old and wrinkly, like all hacks.
I'd wear that.
I would wear that. Hey,
Okay.
Ryan, you might actually make some sales.
Hey, let's kill this. Let's kill this guy.
Let's
We
do
have
it.
been killing it. So,
Everyone's back from the impromptu break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's good.
Listen, things got intense. I had to pee.
Yeah, I needed to pee. Peeing's important.
I love how
All
we
right.
started the session off like not remembering how to play Dungeons and Dragons, and now we're like in it. In
Yeah,
it so much
super
we're
in
like,
it.
hey, I have to go pee really quick so we can stay in it.
Yeah.
Let's go. This tree. Did they leave?
they stormed off. Storm is a weird word. Does it imply speed? I don't think so. I think it just
Like stomped.
They earthquaked off.
Yeah,
off.
Sasquatch off.
They
They
rumbled
tremorred
off.
off. Yeah, something. So they just kind of stomped off into the distance to create more mayhem and havoc. The the rest of the battle is kind of like taking place closer to where you guys are now. Faye has essentially, Dane, while you're gone, we elected that we're going to say that Zephyrin is like your guys' prisoner. You've found that you want to stop the curator more than you want to stop Thalen, but you're not going to really word it that way. You're just going to be like, we see the light. We're going to give our friends.
Didn't we establish that Zephyrin wasn't going to be a prisoner? She was just
I was willing to
her
sacrifice
life
myself
in
to
place
save
of
the other
another
Triton.
Brave.
Wouldn't I took that as going in as prisoner though, right?
I don't think it matters.
As like a willful prisoner, I guess.
That's like willingly, I would think.
Like, I don't know.
She doesn't need to be in chains.
I mean, the fact that you're saying you're gonna sacrifice yourself either way, they're not gonna question anything.
Yeah. So I guess to nullify all of this conversation, would you give up your warhammer if I asked to carry it?
Begrudgingly, yep. She doesn't like to be parted from it, but she would give it up to sell the story.
She's like, here, take this, but then she like won't let go.
All right. So in narratively, I would say, Zephyrin, do you trust me?
For the most part.
Would you like me to carry your hammer?
Yeah, but if you need to use it, you can.
I will not shed blood with it. This is yours.
You could be a smacky bitch with it.
That's a bit of a
Zephyrin, we all know you are the most smacky bitch out there.
So, how did that occur again? I don't care. We'll talk later. Faye just kind of like orientates herself, just kind of like straightens out her tabard to show that like she's like still looking proper, has like the short sword at her side, is ensuring that she looks the part. And then she just was like, shall we be off?
Yeah, lead the way.
So she starts steering you like around all these houses and through these back alleys, and very similar to the style that Penn was. You hear the clang of weaponry and like fighting off in the distance grow a little fainter as you continue on towards the battalion that she had mentioned. You start to veer onto the road as you are leading more and more into like a sparse part of town. There's a lot more like the farm kind of homes here. There's people who like will create shops out of their homes, or so they'll have like vegetation and whatnot that they would grow and sell in their properties. So there's a lot bigger plots of land. She starts leading you up this pathway towards where Mayor Camden, the mayor of Thalen's Hearth, to reside. This isn't his home. This is more of like an official office, somewhere that they would stay.
White House.
A White House. We're attacking the White House. That's the whole thing. Hi, Ryan's mom. So we are. Thank you, Dave. We continue. You continue upwards.
Way to go, dude! We lost a viewer. We lost our only viewer.
Expecting to see this army, this group of people, but you only see about a half a dozen, 6 people standing there, 1 hooded figure, and 5 people dressed similarly to the other paragons, standing on the road, walking away from you with their backs turned. In my view, Eddie, you were looking up towards Ryan.
Oh, really?
You're just like, what do we do?
The light was being weird.
You had a Brady Bunch moment.
Faye, what is the plan here?
She just kind of stammers. She's like, I expected more. And then as you guys talk, the people are only about 20 feet ahead of you. They hear this exchange between Salazar and Faye as they turn around abruptly with their hands at the short swords at their side. And as they kind of pause and they like looking them up and down, and they're like, Brother Fairchild? And they're gesturing towards the person Faye is dressed as. as she kind of like stops and like realizes that she still sounds like Faye. She's just like, and just puts her hand at her side and gestures quickly towards Salazar.
We bring them the Triton, yes.
They look at you kind of confused. They stare back at Faye. They're like, we already have one in our possession.
Yes, we've heard, but we believe that this may be quicker to end this war. We've decided to align ourselves with you and the other Paragons. We've heard Brother Fairchild's plea, and we believe it is the only way.
As touching as that is to hear, as great as it is to know that Thalen has reached another, it will be unnecessary, as the plan is well in motion. As they pull the hood off of the person standing with them, revealing the face of Marinus, the Triton from Zephyrn's village. I'm going to end today's session here.
What? No!
Not Marinus.
Good, let me go look through my backstory.
Not Marinus.
Can I
Pledges
bonus action move Hunter's Mark to them? Because I think it's still under an hour.
Yes, I do want to end there. We're getting really close. I think we're almost at the end here, and I want to be able to still play next week, or not next week, but on the 19th. So, oh my God.
Come on!
We gotta do it.
On vacation.
Bring us with you and play!
The internet is very bad.
Man, I have tickets to go see Shang-Chi in about 45 minutes, so I gotta go.
Oh,
Shang-Chi is very good, by the way.
it is.
Yeah, I heard, so I'm gonna go find out. But yeah, no, thank you guys for playing. I really missed this. Thanks to anybody who watched. This was a lot of fun. Again, a huge shout out to Band of Badgers, the Initiative Order, and Session Zero. Definitely check all of them out. Band of Badgers is an amazing group. The Initiative Order, just such a solid, active community, and Session Zero. I honestly do. The reason Ryan and I are friends is because I really liked what they were producing. I was a fan before I was a friend. I bought some clothes right off the bat, and that's what kind of did you say friend? We're merely business partners. But yeah, so I can genuinely say I really enjoy the work that they do. So definitely check that out. We will be back on the 19th featuring Dave from Band of Badgers in Zephyrn's place. And then, well, I don't know what we're doing then, but we'll do something fun before, I guess, a month from now. We'll be finishing off the story for the Hangman's Oracle.
Wake me up when September ends. Am I right?
Yeah. Another thing really quick is we mentioned...
Does anyone understand what that means?
Yeah.
It's a Blink-182 song.
Which that song, you know. I'm not that young, guy.
I think he said Green Day, so.
Is it Green Day? That song? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Serena, you do some awesome stuff with Stella Luna and your own channel. If you want to quickly bring that up.
I mean, most of the awesome stuff's on Stella Luna's channel, but Friday nights we play an Uncaged anthology campaign called Unbound. Go check it out on Stella's channel. And then other than that, I sometimes play video games on my channel, but it's been a while because I moved recently.
She bought a whole house. She's a grown-up now.
Bought a whole house. Well, a townhouse.
Heck, whatever. I live in a townhouse. It counts. Yeah. It's all we can afford in our generation. The fact that we have that and not an apartment is big ups. And, you know. Anyway, anybody else have something cool? Ryan, you always have something going on the side.
Nah, never.
All right.
I got my my proofs back for my fall line. I'm very excited. I'm really stoked.
I'm not.
You don't like any of them?
Yep. No, because there's no sweatpants.
Man, I'm not having this conversation again.
Are there more good sweaters? Because I love my Zero sweater. It's my favorite.
The pullover.
A long sleeve shirt, not a sweater, but I got a long sleeve shirt.
It's a sweater. That's what the Zero is. It's a sweater.
Yeah. It's a crew neck. God, get your terminology. Anyways.
That's just the type of neck it is.
Shut your mouth. We're going to go. All right. You can check Kyle and I out at Cantina13 on Instagram. We are actually going to be posting some content in just a couple of weeks here. We're very excited about that. We have a collaboration with Heroes and Beasts coming up on Monday, if you want to check that out on Instagram. But then we also have another couple videos coming out at the beginning of October. We're going to be doing a collaboration with Session Zero, hopefully very, very soon. It's
Please.
And
Please.
yeah. Other than that, thank you all for
killing
checking
me.
it out. And yeah, we will be back next week with another
What
painting
about
party with
Eddie's?
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie.
Oh, right.
I just said we'll
Yeah,
be
I
back
was
another
about
week
to-
with Eddie's painting party.
Yeah.
You don't want to let him talk about it?
Yay.
Oh, okay. I paint.
You painting next week?
I paint stuff, and me and Ryan just hang and chill, and we just have a good old party time.
I won't be there next time. You're on your own.
No, you're fucking not. Nice trying.
I'm gonna come over this week. I'll teach you how to use the program. We'll get it
No.
all set up.
No, I refuse.
Eddie doesn't have the confidence in it. Thank you all. Have a good
Hey,
night.
also
Yeah,
our
bye.
Discord channel. Go to our Discord
Oh
channel.
yeah, go to our Discord.
I'm not even on our Discord channel.
Yeah, well, be better than Dylan. See
You
ya.
better be better.
See
Bye.
ya.